covering on the toilet paper here at the Graduate Hotel in Oxford, England.
Oh, is that Toomer's Corner?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's,
first of all, I didn't know they had graduate hotels.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Overseas.
I don't know if she says that's just the toilet paper cover in her hotel. She didn't tell me it was a graduate hotel.
Oh.
In a hotel in Oxford, England. But that is from a graduate hotel.
I could see it getting shipped to the wrong Oxford. Dang it. We sent it to England, not Mississippi.
But that's pretty cool. The
Really
tradition
cool.
across the pond there. Thank you, Charlesa, for sending that to us. This final segment of the show being brought to you in part today by the wonderful folks at Central State Bank.
Yeah, good to see them last night out at the kickoff party. It is a community bank. They were out there celebrating the start of football season with their community. That's what you get with Central State Bank. You want a bank that actually gets you? Central State Bank is that bank. More than accounts and transactions, they're really about people. 6 locations across Shelby County. They've got the one in Alexander City as well, right where you need them to be. If you're running a business, buying your dream car, just want a bank that remembers your name, Central State Bank has you covered. For more than 100 years, they've built trust by staying true to what matters. Personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you because they're rooted in community and driven by relationships. That is Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right. Texas wide receiver Emmett Mosley expected to be limited against Ohio State. Look for redshirt freshman Parker Livingstone to contribute significantly and potentially get his first career start. Mosley's unlikely to start or play a significant amount of snaps. That from Pete Thamel on the ground there in Columbus. Livingstone, 0 career catches, but had been catching a lot of buzz this spring. Mosley is a Stanford transfer who led ACC freshman with 48 receptions last year, 6 touchdowns. So maybe a little dent to the Arch Manning receiving core, or maybe just the buzz receiver from the offseason, the redshirt freshman, is going to get more snaps because of that injury. Funny how things work out for Texas there for that. Let's see. Alabama, as they get ready for Florida State. Give me cut 1 and 2 if we can. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. I don't want to hear from Mike Norvell. Let's go Ty Simpson first. Alabama quarterback. If I say the biggest question mark about this team at Alabama, without a doubt, it's quarterback, right?
It probably is, but, I want to bring this up, and Kalen DeBoer talked about it yesterday. When you look at now 3 offensive coordinators in that quarterback room, when you look at Nick Sheridan, quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator last year, Ryan Grubb coming back, and Kalen DeBoer, a former offensive coordinator in himself, but go back the last 2 years of their Washington tenure together. Michael Penix threw for over 9,500 yards and 67 touchdowns. Like, when Grubb and DeBoer are together calling plays, quarterbacks thrive.
Yeah, I saw Bruce Feldman retweet a piece this morning that he had written about Grubb, that going back to the Washington days when he was still in the college game before he stayed at Seattle, that described his offenses as more high-level than almost any other offense, that it's high-level stuff that he is running. That was his reputation at Washington, explosive high-level offenses. Can he replicate that in Tuscaloosa? We don't know.
Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live on a Monday as we get going today. LT, D, and B, Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Brooks and Forrester, and Tyler behind the big glass. Everybody working on a Labor Day. And I started Monday Morning Live off the same way. I'll give you guys the option. You want to go Auburn's big win at Baylor to start with and then get to Alabama's loss in Tallahassee, or do you want to go Alabama's loss in Tallahassee and get to Auburn's big win in Baylor? Y'all's call.
Well, there is a story that is a 10 out of 10. And then, I mean, for Auburn fans, exciting, right?
Yeah. No, here's what I would say. I think this is a rare moment where we've got a chance to please all of our audience at once.
Oh, yeah.
I think Alabama fans don't want to hear anything about an Auburn loss, and I think Auburn fans are happy with the win, but they want to hear everything about an Alabama loss. So,
okay. Yeah, I mean, I can go either direction, but I kind of agree with Brown. I think, like, perfect storm today for the Auburn
that's
fans.
right. I think they're just fine. Like, we won our game. Let's talk about Alabama losing to Florida State.
Hey, that works fine because we started with Auburn's win on Monday Morning Live. We'll start with Alabama's loss right here. 31-17, an unplanned postgame show where we talked about this a little bit, but we'll rehash it. This show, as guilty as any other show in America, not giving Florida State a chance. A discussion of an upset was never mentioned. Never mentioned.
Nope.
And in fact, it was most of the summer, it was the other way. Don't need Jam Miller. Don't need Tim Keenan. This one's going to be a blowout.
I said it all.
31-17, and they do it with only 9 of 14 passing, 152 yards. They did it by running the football, Gus Malzahn style. Gus has now beaten Alabama 3 of the last 5 times he's played them, and it looked at times like Alabama's defense had never seen a Gus Malzahn offense as they set back on their heels and watched it happen in front of them. But if you have watched Gus Malzahn's time as an offensive coordinator at Auburn and a head coach at Auburn, it looked exactly like what Gus Malzahn ran for years.
Well, if you'd have told me Castellanos throws for 152 yards, I'd have said, that's about right. You know, Alabama does win this game, 17-21 points. But their ability to gash them, 49 carries, 230 yards, almost 5 yards per carry. And you're right. I mean, the Alabama defense, and I don't want to say it was missed tackles. It was just seemed like they were a step slow and lack of effort.
Yeah, lack of effort. I'm glad you said that because there's some video support of that. You know, once you get a loss, everybody starts digging into every little thing, right? And I've seen people that are showing, like, look at this guy not hustling. Look at this guy not chasing down the ball carrier who ends up scoring a touchdown. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff that gets magnified in a loss that sometimes you might overlook otherwise in a win. And it is very, very puzzling, very puzzling. I heard you say it to Luganville, and I think you're 100% right. It feels like when you're breaking a game down, the easiest thing to say is so-and-so wanted it more, right? And I think that gets so overused. But Florida State played this game with an intensity that Alabama did not. I'm not going to use the somebody wanted it more line, but there is zero doubt watching that game. Florida State played it with an intensity that Alabama did not bring.
The note I wrote right here was Florida State had physical superiority. Was that fair? That they were more physical?
Yep.
They were knocking Alabama around.
Yep.
Definitely more physical.
Yeah. Can't deny that one. Jim, I don't. I guess I'm rarely at a loss for words, but I'm at a loss for words. I know.
I've been talking for an hour. Y'all use your words here.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Lance. I sat there and watched that game in shock, basically.
Well, I mean, look, it was such a great first drive. Just when you're talking about going on the road, conditions aren't great, and you grind out more than half of the quarter, and you go down and you punch it in for a touchdown. At that point, you're like, now watch defense is going to take over. But Florida State, and there was a big third down on that first drive for Florida State that they converted that really was huge, and it kind of flipped that momentum for that Florida State offense. But between that first touchdown drive and Alabama's next points, it's 34 plays. And I didn't think Ty Simpson looked bad at all. I thought Ty Simpson was fine. He was solid.
For your first start on the road especially, I think you would have taken that, right? If I had given you those numbers blindly, you'd have said, okay. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, I didn't realize missing Jam Miller was going to be this big of a deal. And then you look at, Michigan struggling against New Mexico, but Justice Haynes looked really, really good. What would that guy be worth for this running back room right now?
Well, I mean, he was on the team last year, and they struggled to run at times. You tell me. I mean, Ryan Grubb is 28th in the NFL last year with the Seahawks rushing the football. They had 54 rushing yards on the first drive. They ended up with 87 in the game. That offensive line that we talked about, the Piano Moore Award, whatever it is called, being a candidate for that, maybe the best offensive line. We heard that. Maybe the best offensive line in the country.
Pro Football Focus told us that.
Yeah, they said best offensive line in the country.
Yeah, that they did not run the ball well. They didn't protect well. That offensive line didn't do a whole lot well in my book.
Well, here's what's weird, because you bring up and I thought, Mike McDonald, the head coach of Seattle Seahawks, and Ryan Grubb got a little sideways, and obviously the Seattle fan base, because there wasn't a lot of balance on that offense. But, when you look at Washington, the team that actually played for the national championship 2 years ago, I mean, look, they ran the football so effectively. Dylan Johnson, almost 1,200 rushing yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran it 411 times to 574 throws when you had a Heisman finalist at Michael Penix Jr.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a Ryan Grubb problem. He ran it in that first drive, 54 yards rushing on that 17-play drive, 75 yards, and they ran it for 54 yards. I think they ran it more than they threw it on that drive. But then after that offensive line could not create running space anymore after that.
Yeah, look, I mean, I thought Kevin Riley looked pretty good in spots. Richard Young early on.
Early on, really good.
Yeah, better than later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it an offensive line problem? Do you have an explosive back there? I don't know.
I saw one. It was Blake Bedingfield. Blake is a former scout for was director of college scouting for the Tennessee Titans. And I can't even remember social media was moving so fast during a football Saturday, but somebody was talking about Caden Proctor. And I think Blake's response was, that guy's got some good PR. So looking at it from an NFL perspective, he's saying this guy ain't what everybody says he is. So, I guess there were a lot of things about Alabama that were overrated in the offseason, and perhaps the offensive line was foremost. I mean, maybe that was the most overrated thing about this team.
So let me ask you guys this question on the fly. Better chance at the end of the year, Alabama's a top 10 team or Florida State's a top 10 team?
Today I'm going to say Florida State.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you guys think Florida State's got staying power?
I don't.
I don't, man. I mean, they played with so much energy. Now can they bottle that and do it the remainder of the year? I don't know.
I don't think they can. I don't.
I mean, is Castellanos going to play like that every week?
I don't think he will. No. I mean, I think this is more like a 7-5, 8-4 Florida State team, which is a step in the right direction for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Gus Malzahn offense. They're going to lose 3 or 4 games.
I mean, that's the way it usually works.
Yeah.
But I would just say I think this is probably. I mean, I'm not going to say Alabama's season is over because of one loss. We got a long way to go on this show and in this season. But I don't think this is like, Florida State has announced their arrival back to the stage. My gut tells me this. You hope if you're an Alabama fan, that's your ACC champion.
Yeah, you hope to yourself, I hope we play them again in the championship game, and we're better prepared.
I don't think that's it, though. I think that's an improved Florida State football team. I don't think that's a Florida State football team that you're going to find in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they make it out of September. They got to go to Charlottesville to take on Virginia. I know that sounds like a joke, but I do think it's an improved Virginia team. And look, it wouldn't shock me. Then you got Miami. You got to go to Clemson still. You got to go to Florida.
Yeah, it sounds like a 7-5, 8-4 team to me. So, Jim, I don't think that's what your takeaway can be is, all right, maybe Alabama's not as bad as they were because this Florida State team's going to win the ACC. I do not think that's it.
Okay.
Not at all.
2 sponsors here real quick, and then I want to just ask the question, why are we giving Alabama the benefit of the doubt in the offseason going into this season? Like, is this a media problem that we have with Alabama right now, a perception problem we have with Alabama? But first, my buddy Greg from Pell City Storm Restoration Roofing. He is there when you've got storm damage. He can help you. If your roof ages out, he can help you. He's got financing available now, too, to cover what maybe your insurance doesn't cover, like a high deductible, which the deductibles seem to be going up on your home insurance, doesn't it, folks? And Greg's there to help you out with all of that, with financing. He's got great pricing. He even helps you out by giving you a free no cost, no obligation roof inspection. 205-542-3531. Look him up on Facebook. Greg from Pell City, family owned. He and his wife Andrea run the company. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Great with the insurance providers here locally. He even has a builder's license to help you with some rebuilds, some storm damage rebuilds if you need that. But aging out roofs, he can take care of all that and so much more. Free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, Storm Restoration Roofing. Also, our friends at Bojangles, Brownie.
They can make it bow time for you today or this upcoming college football weekend. Bojangles, a great idea for the tailgates, great idea for the catering. Those hand-breaded chicken tenders are going to go great with the football in your life, and they go great with all 7 of those dipping sauces. And don't forget, if breakfast is your jam, guess what is back at Bojangles? You've missed it. It has missed you as well. That grilled pork chop biscuit is back at Bojangles. You can enjoy that one at breakfast. So make Bojangles your catering option for your college football parties or your tailgates this football season. It's bow time.
All right, so this is on me because I've lived it and didn't notice it until after the game when I went back and looked at it. And hats off to my buddy Kevin who sent me a text that sort of got me researching this a little bit. But I sent this out on social media. Since Alabama beat Georgia to become the #1 team in the country, they are a 5-5 football team. They are 4-5 against the FBS, and they're 1-5 in away and neutral site games. I'll say it again for those in the back. 5-5 overall since they beat Georgia last year. And we just pushed that all aside going into this year, thinking that with a new starting quarterback on the road at Tallahassee, that we thought this team would just go in there and beat them by 3 touchdowns.
Well, I think what you saw last year, it was a weird transition. I mean, going, again, we've said this a million times, from the best ever to Kalen DeBoer, a guy that is, has got a great resume coming to Alabama. But the way they ended the season wasn't good, but they were still the last team out of the college football playoff in year 1. You looked at Kane Womack's defense, it got better and better each and every week. It ended up being a top 10 scoring defense. I mean, the facts were Kalen DeBoer had the best roster, talent-wise, ever for his career. But now the facts are he's 6-4 against unranked teams at Alabama. Nick Saban was 124-4, so he needs to run off 118 straight wins against unranked to get back to that number.
It all starts Saturday with La Monroe. He gets one there.
I mean, I'm just not surprised. I thought they would win the national championship. I mean, it sounds laughable to say that's still in play today, but it is a long season.
It's not over.
Thank God for the 12-team playoffs.
Yeah,
baby.
I mean, really. I mean, look, we've seen teams, be able to work their way back into this. But look, it wasn't just me. I mean, Pate had them winning the national championship.
Oh, no, there were a lot of people.
Don't drag people into the water with you there.
No, I'm just saying there was a lot.
Leave them up on the door. Them up on the door, and you just drop down into the ICC, my friend.
But everything seemed to you heard about how great behind the scenes the culture was. Nobody left the program after the spring semester. Ryan Grubb came back in. You needed that, as Brock Hewart said, bad cop to the good cop. I mean, everything outside of Ty Simpson was kind of coming together. It looked like, on paper, the best offensive line in college football. And again, when you go back and you look at how Ty played, he didn't play bad. So, none of this makes sense. It just doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, again, it's hard to kind of wrap your arms around it, Lance, because it doesn't.
Yeah, and I tweeted out, this is shocking, but it's not flukish. And when you watch the 60 Minutes, Florida State looked like the better team, and that's what you mean by not flukish.
Yeah.
Okay, one more stat before we hear from Kalen DeBoer, who is very positive, and he's right. I mean, you play a 12-game schedule here, but another thing that has happened since the start of last year, and it happened again on Saturday, Alabama, since the start of the 2024 season, they've had more penalties than their opponent 9 times. They've had the same number of penalties as their opponents 5 times, and they've had less penalties than their opponents 0 times.
Well,
0 times.
Penalties are a big problem. But, I think even a bigger problem, though, just up front, 6 tackles for losses. or 3 tackles for losses for Alabama, 7 for Florida State. We asked who was going to be the guy on the edge that really could cause a problem.
I'm still wondering.
Yeah, I didn't see that week one.
I didn't see one, no.
1 sack and 3 tackles for losses in that one. Physical was Florida State. Fearless was Florida State. Aggressive was Florida State. Here's Kalen DeBoer after the first opening loss for Alabama since Dennis Franchione against UCLA, the first double-digit opening loss since 1970 when Bear Bryant said, we can't play offense like this anymore. We've got to put the wishbone in after that double-digit loss to USC. Here's Kalen DeBoer.
I choose to believe we got a good football team, but we can't play on our heels. We're not going to be what we think we can be, what we want to be, if that's the case. And so again, that falls on everyone. I don't point the finger at the players. Gave the I know the deep both sides of the ball. I mean, you kind of know what you're going to see, but going into the game, but with new coordinators. But we gotta, we talked in the locker room. There's no excuse about what happened. We step on the football field. They step on the football field, and we got to play ball. We got to play our style of ball. And last year isn't this year, and it's going to be an uphill climb for us. But you can't think of it in the big scope of things. You got to focus on the moment, and the next moment is what happens tomorrow. And we'll find out. We'll find out. We've talked all along about chemistry on this team and talked about how close we are and how hard we've worked, doing a lot of the right things. But we'll find out. We'll find out if that sticks.
Yeah. This is a much bigger topic, but the culture, as good as they think it might be in there, is so different from Nick Saban, and maybe this is just a 2025 problem. I saw all the TikTok videos that I had never seen going out after the loss on Saturday. And when you've got players in that locker room doing routines on TikTok, and maybe everybody does this. I don't see it from Georgia, or maybe you just don't see it from teams that are winning. But I don't think you would have seen that under Nick Saban. And maybe that's why Nick Saban said, I'm shutting this down. I don't like guys doing these makeup dances in our locker room where we're supposed to play football. And this is, kind of our
it's our place of business.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen the videos, right? And it looks so much worse when you get your ass whipped. That's right. You got whipped in Tallahassee. And maybe this is all across college football, but I'm just saying, Nick Saban, if you would have gotten your ass whipped like that, first of all, I love Kalen DeBoer, and I'm going to stick with it. But there is not a chance in hell Nick Saban's team would have looked like that. And half of these wins that Kalen DeBoer has absorbed, Nick Saban wouldn't have absorbed. It wouldn't have happened, 1,000%. They do not lose that game Saturday with Nick Saban, and I just wonder if he would put up with that. I don't think he would.
Well, my issue from what I just heard right there from Kalen DeBoer is, and I can't remember, I think it was style was the word he used. We got to play our style of football, our brand of football, whatever the word he used was. What is that style or brand?
Yeah, and that's one thing Nick Saban talked about in his opening news conference. We've got to establish an identity.
Okay, well, we've seen, 14 games of the DeBoer era. His style of football is fill in the blank.
Schizophrenic right now.
Oh, no, That's not the blank you won't. Fill in the blank.
No.
His style of football is what?
I thought it was a Jalen Milroe problem. This is what you saw. We blame Milroe for a lot of things last year. But, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't a Milroe problem.
It's fragmented.
Schizophrenic fragmented.
Yeah, it's an offense that I don't know what we're trying to be yet. And it's a defense people who play the game, I didn't, but people who play the game at a high level, very much so on this show, Roman Harper, but other people who played the game at a high level do not like the style of defense Alabama plays. And though they had great success as the year went on last year, there is alarming things in the loss to Vandy, Oklahoma, and Florida State at 3 different points of the journey now that all come back to quarterbacks running the football or not being able to set the edge in that swarm defense. So identity, I don't know if they have one.
I just thought they had figured this defense out. You know, like schematically, it was such a transition from what you had to what Kane Womack brought in. But I thought the defense was really, really good at the end of the season. So I'm just surprised they got pushed around like they did.
I am with you 100% on that. The only asterisk that we put on that defense, because a lot of people talked about it, and we said the same thing, the defense did look better at the end of the year, but they started playing crappy offenses. I mean, that was the one thing we kept bringing up is my only hesitation in saying Alabama's defense is fixed is the level of offense they faced in the back half of that schedule last year. It wasn't good. And I don't know that they faced a good offense Saturday. It was a good offense Saturday, but I don't know what it'll be all year long. I just don't. I know running quarterback has been an issue for Alabama for a long time, but these are different players, different coaches. I heard a lot of that over the weekend. Well, Alabama's never been able to play the running quarterback. Well, yeah, that was Nick Saban's staff.
Right.
It's a different scheme. Different scheme.
Yeah,
different
I know,
coaches, different
Dunaway,
players.
you've told me not to bring anybody else into this. Misery loves company, though. I can't tell you anybody that we talked to throughout the summer that didn't have Alabama at least in the college football playoff.
Lance is right
Is
on
that
that
fair?
one. That is 100%
like I don't know
fair.
one
Yeah.
person that didn't have them. And then
All of us included.
When you had ESPN's best odds to make it to the college football playoff, Alabama was third. I think only behind maybe Penn State and Georgia or Texas.
Yeah,
I don't even
something
remember
like
what
that,
it was. But I had this question posed earlier, and I think this is an easy answer. Like, who are you more concerned about, Texas or Alabama? Texas went into the defending champions' house and lost by a possession, and they had awful quarterback play.
They got a great defense. Alabama's defense isn't in the same hemisphere as the Texas defense.
I'm not really worried about Texas.
I mean, I know they're playing a good team. I don't know what Alabama was playing against. That's the thing.
One more thing to make a point on Alabama before we switch to the Auburn win. After Brownie tells us about our buddy Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys. Tell us about Alexander Shinara.
Shinara.com. That's the website to go to. When you're in need of an attorney, Alexander Shinara is where you start. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com. He is a national firm with Southern roots, headquartered right here in Birmingham for more than 24 years. This firm has grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com. Shinara.com.
Would assume sleep was tough for a lot of Alabama fans on Saturday night, but
it ruined my night. It ruined my night.
Well,
it ruined my night.
I could tell when we did the post-game show. I could tell.
It only got worse.
Jimmy Bama. What, did you start drinking bourbon?
No, I didn't drink a drop the rest of the night. I put the dogs outside. I said, you guys are staying outside until I go to bed.
A lot of people didn't sleep. If you're looking for the best sleep out there, CPAP Plus. They can provide it. Find out if you've got sleep apnea or not. A lot of people don't want to deal with the sleep test because you don't want to deal with going to a lab and spending the night there. You don't want to deal with the insurance. Guess what? No lab, no insurance. $199 home sleep test. You can get information. Go to sleephomealabama.com. 5 locations throughout the state from CPAP Plus: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. Again, no lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated, that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. Only $199. Go online right now for more information. sleephomealabama.com.
It was so bad. Maggie, I was by myself. Kids are grown or back at college. Maggie was at college, not home yet. So I went to breakfast on Sunday morning. This is how bad it was. Went to breakfast on Sunday morning, and I sat down. And on the wall, they've got a special where it's lemon blueberry waffles or pancakes with a cream cheese drizzle on top of it. And bacon. It was the special.
And you just say, give it all to me.
Give me the gruel.
No, I said, I don't deserve that. I'll take oatmeal with granola.
Well, I like oatmeal, though.
And a black coffee.
Keep the oatmeal cold.
And the lady pulled her glasses down. She was about 72. And she's like, honey, you sure you don't want something more than oatmeal and black coffee? I said, I do not deserve it, ma'am. I do not deserve joy on this morning.
The impromptu post game we did, and we said, hey, look, if this was a Jimmy Johnson coach team in the 90s,
right.
Jeremy Bernard, who will join us in 36 minutes, The only guy that would have eaten on that flight.
The only guy that gets a meal on the way home.
I mean,
is
would you
Jeremy
guys
Bernard.
give me? I mean, if you were like, you have to give a game ball. I mean, it's
All
Jeremy
right.
Bernard.
Eight catches, 146 yards. Hell, I'd let him call plays at some point.
It's a deflated game ball, but I give him a game
What
ball.
was
yes.
I'd
this?
put him on defense. I don't know. I'd try him somewhere.
Was this the most shocking result of the weekend?
Yes, it's the talk of college football.
100%.
I don't know why it's 11 straight Alabama road losses that people rush the field.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to stop soon if they don't turn this around.
Last team that beat Alabama that didn't rush the field on their home field was 2010 LSU.
Yeah, I'll give Florida State a pass just based on the fact that maybe their fans are like, okay, it's gonna be worth coming to the games again.
Well, you've just seen a lot of bad football. I don't blame Florida State fans for rushing the field. I am going to say, though, the day Alabama fans can quit bitching about people rushing the field on is going to be a sad day. I mean, I would not bitch about it too much if you're an Alabama
you got
fan.
over 9.5 Alabama will win ticket, you can only afford one more regular season loss. Do you go on and burn it?
Yes, today I would.
We'll relook at this schedule a little bit because the chat very very full of 5-7, 6-6, 7-5 top best case scenarios. It's a very common chat. We'll do a whole segment later on. Next segment, in fact, we will go into the chat room and let Brownie give us some feedback.
Well, you know what his
everything I
buyout
can
is.
burn.
So, like, people that are already talking about,
that's silly.
I know it is silly because I still think they're going to pull out, and I still think that they are going to be in a situation where I think it's going to be a successful season. I know I'm in the minority right now.
No, you're not.
I still got a lot of confidence
Jim's
they'll be able
in
to.
here? You're on the door with Lance on that one?
I still believe.
You're still trying to hold on to the door?
I'm still believing.
But if they were to go,
I'm Hodor.
If they were to go 6-6, Game of Thrones reference there.
Yep.
If you were to go 6-6, I mean, look, I mean, people would say
70
that,
million, Lance.
No.
Yeah, 70 million. It's impossible,
Yeah.
right? I mean, A&M did it, but Alabama can't do it.
17 different people I told that to over the weekend.
Yeah.
They'll find the money. I said they do not have the money.
Stop now. Don't even have this
They
discussion.
do not have the money.
Impossible.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what the coach gets, the head coach, the rest of the staff. I mean, you're talking that could approach $100 million buyout. That's a silly discussion to start having right now.
You guys are, and I texted this to at least one person, more, but at least one person. I said, you guys get what you deserve if all you do is bitch and moan over the next 3 years at this guy, because you do not have the money to buy him out.
Yeah.
We can find the money. You do not have the money to buy him out.
It's a silly discussion. You got to stop that one right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
do not.
First of all, I mean, money.
I mean, if he wanted to take less money just to get out of the situation, that's possible. I'm sure his agent always takes less money. Oh, it's Jimmy
sure.
Sexton. Yeah. He's going to. So stop that discussion now. This is your coach. It's your coach for the foreseeable future. Get behind him, and everyone try to make it better. As 18 people said on platforms all over ESPN and Fox over the weekend, instead of talking about buying coaches out now, you should talk about taking that money, half of that money you're going to pay to buy them out, and let them spend it on players.
That's right. Just build the best roster you can.
You put $70 million out there, I guarantee you win a national championship. I mean, I don't know how you could.
Yeah, so just end that discussion now. But I know you guys are going to do what you want to do. We'll get into the chat room in the next segment coming up. But let's talk about Auburn's win a little bit. Enough joy for Auburn fans. Let's talk about their actually winning on the football field, where they played exactly the game I thought they would play in Waco. It was exactly the way I thought it would look. In fact, on social media, I think I predicted the score to be 33-20, a 13-point win. Ended up being 38-24. And hats off to Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold for not being forced to throw the football. They stayed patient, and they ran the ball. Forget the sacks, 321 rushing yards. They end up with the sacks, 308 yards rushing. That's because Baylor and Dave Aranda stayed in that too-high safety shell the whole game. They never, ever, because they were so scared of the great Auburn receivers, and Baylor was so bad last year at giving up explosive plays through the air that they said, we're going to make them beat us on the ground. And Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold just kept running it. Here they are after Auburn's win on the road in Waco.
Yeah, I knew. I really did. I just, we don't let him do it in practice, but I've seen enough tape. And then he really flashed in the mock game a little bit where we actually started, calling a few things for him. So I knew he's very capable, and it showed up tonight in big ways.
Honestly, no. I didn't think I was going to run that much, but at the same time, I'm going to do what I have to do to help this team win. And today we took what they gave us, swallowed the pride on the pass game, and went and rushed for
which is hard for both of us.
Yeah,
it is. And with the receivers we have, it's very difficult.
But at the end of the day, too, I was telling people that heading into this game, Baylor's they're hearing about the hype about our receivers. Our receivers, if we go and establish the run game early on and throughout the game, we'll win this game. That's what we did.
Well, I mean, look, give Hugh Freeze and Derek Nix and Jackson Arnold a lot of credit because they did take what they were given. But if you would have told me Malcolm Simmons, Cam Coleman, and Eric Singleton have a combined 5 receptions for 69 yards.
How bad was the beat?
Yeah. Even if you tell me Jackson Arnold goes for 137, I thought Austin and Cobb could have run at will.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought, Baylor just basically surrendered the run and said, hey, we're going to stop. You're not going to beat us up top. And Auburn didn't beat them up top, but, boy, they gashed them.
I don't think this is what the Auburn offense will look like moving forward. I don't think this is their plan. I don't think this is what they think they can do every week in the SEC.
No, but if they stay in the 2-high shell and that defense,
you'll do it all day.
You'll do it all day. It's the
think,
easiest thing to do in football.
But there's not a coordinator alive that's going to watch this film and say we can do that, right?
I'm shocked Dave Aranda never forced him to throw
Jim,
it.
I'm 1,000% with you. And good and well, I said that going into the game. I stack it up and make the kid throw the ball before I believe it. He didn't even think twice about that, Aranda. So I don't know if this is what it's going to look like going forward. But if I'm an Auburn fan, the most encouraging thing I just heard right there is a head coach that often gets labeled for trying to do more than he should to say, we swallowed our pride on the passing game. His quarterback said that. The coach said it's hard to do, but that's what we did, and we took what they gave us. If I'm an Auburn fan, I'm like, all right, there's progress with Hugh Freeze. The Auburn version of Hugh Freeze, a guy that looks at it and says, I'd like to do it this way, but it's stupid to do it this way because this other way is the easiest way to do it because Baylor's in a nonsensical defense and we can run it on them all night.
Yep. Just like I am not sold that Alabama, you flushed the season, I'm not sold that Auburn is a playoff team. That was a nice win.
Somebody predicted it before the season started, before they won in Waco.
Yeah, I said I said 7, 8, or 9 wins. I'm going to stick with that. I mean, look, the Rayshon Pleasant kick return was huge.
Awful.
Baylor turned it over on downs 3 different times. I mean, Baylor had more total yards.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll drag somebody in the boat with me here. I had them as a playoff team to start the year, the 11th seed, but had them as a playoff team. You know who else has them as a playoff team today?
Who?
The Athletic.
Well, it's over then. Why are we even playing the season if you and the Athletic have them in the playoffs?
I mean, I thought they look good.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I'm going to tap the brakes on that one.
Their schedule's much easier than some.
It is. I do wonder, Lance mentioned the yardage. Pass defense appears to be an issue. Are they going to face better passing offenses than what Baylor brought?
Dude, number one, Michael Trigg, the kid that was built named Anquan Bolden. I would have kept throwing to that kid nonstop.
Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you on that. I come away from that game. Auburn, all right, so if you want to do the Alabama comparison, Auburn played with a high motor in that game.
Yeah, they did.
And that's what I really like if I'm an Auburn fan. They played with a high motor in that game. That was a team that played with some intensity. That game meant something to Auburn. And I'm encouraged by that if I'm an Auburn fan. I'm encouraged by what Jackson Arnold can do with his legs. I still want to see what he can do throwing the ball. He didn't have to do that. I think the run game looks good. I thought Auburn's offensive line, once the game got going early on,
night and day from what Jackson Arnold played behind last year. I mean, to only be sacked one time and really wasn't under a ton of duress. Look, if they can continue to run the football like this, things are going to open up. I mean, to not really have – Eric Singleton had 5 total touches. Like, he's going to be much more involved. Cam Coleman's going to take top off a lot of defenses. So, I think more concerning, DJ Durkin, I thought if Auburn was going to win this game, I thought it would be more with Durkin's defense.
Me too.
So, I think that's got to get cleaned up a little bit. But, all in all, I mean, this is a big-time positive step. Winning a game by double digit
that's right.
on the road against a Big 12 team.
That's right, yeah.
204 yards after the catch for Baylor. That'll be the
that's an issue.
That's the cleanup part.
That's
the cleanup part. All right, so there you go. Auburn a winner. and Alabama a loser to start things up. Reaction from the chat room. Brown will jump through those. No new AP poll today. It'll come out tomorrow. We'll talk more about that as the show goes on. Is there a chance Auburn is ranked higher than Alabama? Is there a chance Alabama's not ranked? We'll discuss that coming up a tad bit later on in the show. And how Nick Marshall's name was mentioned at two different stadiums over the weekend. Nick freaking Marshall's name mentioned at two different stadiums over the weekend. We'll get to that coming up. Show being brought to you by our wonderful friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's, LT.
Hey, a great place to go enjoy a lunch or dinner tonight. You can watch North Carolina TCU right there, one of those two locations of Odie's, the original in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food, almost 40 years from Rodney Davis, the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, fantastic sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light, of course, the Odie's famous Styrofoam cup cocktails. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Guys, stay on top of your health. Early detection, so important. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. They got 16 locations that make it so convenient for you, 16 of them. And the best urologists around to help you. Everything's from kidney stones to prostate health, and they will set a baseline and follow that through your life. They've been doing this for over 70 years with the best urological care out there. 205-930-0920. 930-0920. Or schedule an appointment and visit online right now, UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
We roll on into segment number 2. Coming up in the next segment, top of the hour, 10 o'clock Central Time, likely that time the rest of the season. We're excited to have Jeremy Bernard with us, and he will join us thanks to our friends at Form Energy and our friends at Innisfree in Tuscaloosa. That's coming up at the top of the hour, so the wide receiver with the big stats from the weekend will join the show, and we'll talk to him about what happened, where the team goes, inside the locker room, and a whole bunch of other stuff with Jeremy Bernard coming up at the top of the hour, part of our NIL collective agreement this year. This hour of the show being brought to you in part by our friends at Central State Bank.
A state big enough, bank, excuse me, also a state, but a bank big enough to meet all your needs, but also small enough to know you, because they are a community bank. They live in your town. They work in your town. That's who they are. You want a bank that plays on your team? Central State Bank, your hometown bank. They serve Shelby County and Tallapoosa County and all of Central Alabama. Whether you're chasing dreams or building your business, Central State Bank has the tools, the team, and the personal touch to help you win. More than 100 years of trusted service, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. It is Central State Bank, member FDIC.
And Labor Day, always a great day to cook out. Hopefully you had an opportunity to go by, see Jim and that great staff of butchers at the New York Butcher Shop, original location in Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone as well. From the fresh meat, specialty items, you get the deli sandwiches to go. Fantastic selection of fine wines, a dessert, one-stop dinner shop, rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
All right, a lot of games to talk about. We'll get to those as we move throughout. But into the chat room, Brownie, tell us what the folks are talking about in there. Anybody talking about the big win by Florida over Long Island?
Nothing on that. No, I've not seen that. We got a lot of games in there, but not Florida.
By the way, I think IMG could probably beat Long Island, but Florida, I mean,
they curb stomped them.
Everything was like flawless.
Yeah. Andrew, now that we've panicked the crap out of the Bama loss, let's remember Bama has ULM, Wisconsin, and a bye before the bloodbath at Georgia. Things could get better. He did include bloodbath at Georgia in there. Wisconsin's pretty bad, and they're down a quarterback. So, I guess Alabama beats them. I don't know. Big Albert, if Baylor played FSU, who would win? We don't know that.
Where are they playing?
Yeah. I mean, that's
it's probably in Waco. Baylor wins, and Tallahassee, Florida State wins.
And is Gus driving the bus? God, I'm good. I'm good on this Monday. Boy, am I good. That's creative.
Wow. Now let me see.
I mean, seriously, Gus driving the bus, Ditka driving the bus. I mean, that's a great.
And let me say, if Aranda played Florida State the same game plan he played Auburn, Castellanos would have 1 million rush yards too. I mean, that kid can run the football. I'll give him that.
Obviously, they wouldn't because Castellanos throwing the ball.
You say that.
All I could think about was Lenoris Sellers like shedding tackles yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, and Alabama's got to go to Columbia.
Oh, I know. Joshua, Auburn will fix the defense. No one will be foolish enough to sell out against the pass on us in the future. So we'll take the top off the pass game. 10-win season for Auburn is achievable. Certainly is achievable. That's the only thing I need to see from Auburn is when they have to throw, how do they throw? Like, they never one time had to throw in that game. Like, they had 11 completions and 17 attempts, I think was the number for Jackson Arnold. Was that right? No.
Jackson Arnold was he was 16. 11
11
of
of
17.
17.
Yeah, I was right.
17 for
17.
108 yards.
I think if the attempts were 0 in that game, Auburn wins the game by the same score.
Well, look, I mean, you get to pick your poison. If you're Ball State or South Alabama coming up, I mean, if Hugh Freeze wants to figure out, hey, we're going to throw it a million times against either one of these teams, they're going to be able to do it. So, Auburn's got a nice tune-up over the next couple of weeks before they've got to go to Norman.
As much as Auburn was moving the football in that game and how they were moving it, I was shocked it took the Rayshon Pleasant kick return to put Baylor away. But that's when the game was over.
That was when it was over,
Yeah. Tanner, FSU looked like they wanted to be there. Lack of effort, the scariest thing for Alabama fans.
It really is.
I agree.
It really is.
Yep.
That's my biggest takeaway. God, I lived through a lot of losses in my life. I've lived through more wins than I've ever deserved to live through as a fan. But to play a team when you perceive to be having the better roster and the other team is more physical, faster, and seem to be playing with less fear than you were, that's what was mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, and look, and I said this on Friday, this would be the worst loss since Louisiana Monroe, and I think it is. And that was back, a team that Saban, a roster that he inherited. And so I don't think that they had bought in, obviously, to the Saban standard.
You know what, that game, more than La Monroe, and I understand your comparison there, more than La Monroe, that game felt like 2000 UCLA to me.
I mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, because if you'll just think back
with the
with
circumstances.
Yeah, think back with me. 2000 UCLA, everybody thought Alabama was going to be good.
Who scored first?
Alabama. They go out there, they get the 3 and out. Freddie Millins returns the punt, and you think, holy crap, who's going to stop this team? And then after that, it was all UCLA. It felt the same way. A little different circumstances, but Alabama drives down the field. 4th down conversion, impressive drive for Alabama. They ran the ball at will on that drive, and you're like, if their offense is this good, who's going to stop this team? And then for the rest of the game, it was FSU. That felt a lot like Alabama-UCLA out in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. Similar score, too, as I remember it.
I assume that your internet was down when I said that in the postgame show on Saturday.
My internet was bad in the postgame show, and I apologize to everyone, these two included. You know what I was doing that whole postgame show?
Drinking tequila?
No, I wish.
Not listening to me?
I was
not listening to me?
I wasn't. Well,
I didn't know you were having internet problems. You threw it to me like, all right, well, Alabama loses. Jim, take it away.
Well,
and I was like, what?
Yeah. So I had a lot of freezing and a lot of dropping. So I did the old TV trick that you've talked about before. The whole time I'm just sitting there shaking my head because I never knew when I was on camera or live. And I heard about every third word you guys were saying. Yeah. And then for some reason, everything I was saying, I was hearing back to me. So I was completely flummoxed. Probably my worst moment on this platform. My apologies.
So you heard me say you.
Something like that. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad we had the same feelings. That's the way it felt because that first drive, 17 plays and 75 yards, and I was thinking, God, Alabama's running backs, even without Jim Miller, they look like they're linebackers running over these guys. They look fantastic, and Ty's so poised, and they march it down the field, and they scored a touchdown. I literally thought to myself, God, LT's gonna be right. This is about to be a blowout.
I mean,
but didn't you want to blow out?
Oh yeah, anytime. I would say, but you were going to be right, and I battled you all summer long about it's not going to be that easy.
If you did your 5 biggest concerns with this Alabama team, is Ty Simpson one of those 5 concerns?
I don't think he makes 5. Effort is number 1. Effort.
It doesn't get there. My biggest concern right now. My biggest concern right now in this order is linebackers and the scheme on defense.
Specifically Lawson and Jefferson. Those are your starting linebackers there. You just didn't.
Linebackers and scheme. The inability at times to set the edge and how the linebackers played. Lawson's coming off an injury. I don't know if he is slower or if he was playing slow because of all the eye candy in the movement. So that's my number 1 concern. My number 2 concern is the inability to create a traditional run game where Jalen Milroe saved them running the football so much last year. Can they create a traditional run game? And then it's pass protection. And that's where you get to Ty Simpson. Brown, here's the stats from ESPN. 51 dropbacks is what. First of all, do you want to have the first-time starter on the road in a hostile environment? 51 dropbacks, pressured 16 times. Ty Simpson, 1 of 10 for 30 yards and 3 sacks. That's with a pressure from the Florida State team, according to ESPN stats. 16 of the 51 dropbacks are officially pressures. He was 1 of 10, 30 yards, and 3 sacks.
That is super alarming.
So number 3 on my list.
Well, to your point, and you brought up Columbia, South Carolina, Lance. If you've got to drop back 51 times in Athens, Georgia, or Columbia, South Carolina, I don't know what that score is going to be. Because I know South Carolina didn't look like a juggernaut yesterday, but Dylan Stewart can play football. I mean, that guy's a stud getting after the quarterback. I mean, if you're throwing 51 times against an SEC team, that is super alarming.
Yeah, if drones was more accurate, though.
Oh, I know.
I think they get beat.
Yeah, they probably do. I'm not saying they're a great team. I'm just saying.
My fourth concern.
All right. So you're not to Ty Simpson yet.
No, Ty Simpson falls into the 3.
I thought that was pass protection. So that was Ty Simpson.
Pressure, how he handles the pressure. You're going to get
Okay.
pressure.
Okay.
It's big-time football. You're going to get pressure. How do you handle the pressure? The fourth concern is, where is Ryan Williams now? Since the Georgia game last year, where is Ryan Williams? Is he just a decoy to help Bernard, our guest coming up at the top of the hour? Maybe that's his role.
I think Lance and I tried to tell you Bernard's the better receiver.
Yeah, Bernard looks like a first-round guy. He really does. I mean, just so crisp in the routes and always seems to be open and doesn't drop the football. But, I mean, Ryan Williams, going back to last year, man, I mean, this guy drops a lot of passes.
He does. And we said that in the preseason shows. Williams makes the big explosive plays, and he's the one that gets all the attention. The better overall receiver for Alabama is Jeremy Bernard. I still maintain it's Singleton at Auburn, but we don't know that yet because they haven't really thrown the ball.
If Williams, I mean, I haven't seen any kind of injury update, potential concussion maybe when you looked at that hit that wasn't a targeting, which was kind of weird. But
it is concussion. He's in concussion protocol, whatever that means. We'll have more from Kalen DeBoer later today.
I was going to say, if he plays against La Monroe, I could see him have one of these, 9 receptions, 180-yard games for Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
Just to kind of calm the critics.
But I could also say, why would you play him against La Monroe?
5 catches, 11 targets, but he was 0 for 3 of more than 5 yards.
Well, and that's his big play is what you want out of him, right?
Yeah. But is it because he's double covered and bracketed, and that opens up Bernard, who had the 8 catches for 146? Maybe so. And, that's the role you play. Singleton played a role as a decoy for Auburn. I mean, sometimes the biggest star, it's why –
But he hasn't
been most of the NFL, usually if you've got a really star wide receiver, sometimes receiver number 2 has big days because they try to game plan receiver number 1 out of it.
But Ryan Williams hasn't been a factor since October of last year.
That's the alarming thing.
Yeah, and what I would throw in there is how electric he looked early on. Like, he is building tape for the next level, and that he's got to play this year and next. He's got to be 3 years removed from high school, but man, the drops and I don't know what's going on.
And real quick though, we haven't spent a lot of time on this game yet, but I saw Jeremiah Smith. He dropped like 2 straight passes for Julian Sayans. So, these guys who are thought to be the best 2 receivers in the country, they're not going to be perfect. But it is alarming. Since the Georgia game last year, where has Ryan Williams been?
Breakline brings you part of the show today. We will do a quick viewing menu before we get to Bernard here in a second, but Breakline gets you rolling into another sunshiny Labor Day holiday.
That's right. As you head to the games this coming weekend, whether it's high school football or college football, look your best in a pair of shades from Breakline Optics. Right now you can save with code TNR30. 30% off your order at BreaklineOptics.com. That is BreaklineOptics.com. These glasses are built to last. They look great. They feel great. They are made to withstand the elements because they are made by people that love the lake, the beach, the outdoors. They play golf. They hunt. That's what they're made to withstand. And these lenses, you cannot destruct them. We have tried. We've beat them with a mallet out in the parking lot. You can't break these lenses, these polarized Trivex molded lenses. They are the best. BreaklineOptics.com. TNR 30 to save 30% at BreaklineOptics.com.
And our friends at Hemp Hill, they bring you the lock of the day, LancesLock.com, where you can get a play tonight, maybe a side and a total on TCU North Carolina.
Yeah. We'll have that up and available. Look, we've had a great few weeks. Saturday was a disaster. It was just one of those days for Alabama fans. If you had a subscription to Lance's Lock and you're an Alabama fan, it was just a tragic day for you. But we bounced back. We split yesterday. We were 1-1. We did have Virginia Tech, but we had Miami last night in the nightcap. We will have tonight's play up and available at LancesLock.com. We get a free play every single day. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating issues, any of these arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Okay, before we get to the viewing menu and talk to Jeremy Bernard coming up at the top of the hour, listen, I thought he was very humble in his on-the-field interview and in the postgame, Thomas Castellanos. But ready to go right afterwards. Forrester sent this to me on either Saturday night or Sunday morning. Merch for sale. I think it's ThomasCastellanos.com. I think you just go right to his website. Tommy Castellanos, merch. What does it look like, Forrester? You just scroll down. Nick Can't Save Them T-shirts and hoodies.
Yes, as part of the 3117 collection.
Hey, this is legitimate.
T-shirt game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is his website.
Okay, my fear here, if I'm Florida State and Mike Norvell, is we have focused and put so much energy on this one game. Like, what does it look moving forward? Can you guys bottle the energy you had, Saturday in Tallahassee and continue to move forward this season? Like 31-17 is your brand?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
I get it.
It's a collection on the website. We would have done the same thing if it was a big win right here at nextround.store, nextround.store.
Yeah, but that's how
we have done it.
We have done it.
No, that's us trying to get a money grab. This is the Florida State quarterback.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but hey, listen. I don't know if I would have done the T-shirts that quick. That kid backed up every word he said.
Every one of them.
You can't. I mean, we laughed at it. We talked about it. He backed up every word he said.
Every one of them.
Yep.
And just like we do here, not one piece of licensed stuff on there. Nick Can't Save Them is free market.
Safe colors.
Free market, safe colors. All right, viewing menu brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. Make sure you ask for Amy Toller. The Next Round sent you. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation to view life in 4K. Michelson Laser Vision. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Tonight we got a new Screen Unseen at AMC. It is rated R. It's an hour and 49 minutes. And rumor has it that this movie will be The Long Walk from Stephen King. A group of teenage boys compete in an annual contest known as The Long Walk, where they must maintain a certain walking speed or get shot.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
It's pretty fascinating. We got a story coming up in Trash on The Long Walk. This would suck.
I like that. I like that principle in the passing lane. The left lane, you maintain a certain speed or you get shot.
That would be helpful here on 280.
There's no doubt. A lot of
people like to go
places.
30 in that lane. Peacock has added a movie that I really like. It's based on a true story. It's called American Made. Stars Tom Cruise as Barry Seal, an American pilot who became the drug runner for the CIA in the 1980s during a clandestine operation that would later be exposed as the Iran-Contra affair.
That's a fantastic movie.
I thought it was pretty good. I just wish it was more of a comedic element to it.
Kind of a dark comedy.
Yeah, and there's always like some little details that they change to make it a better movie.
Better story.
Yeah. War Dogs did that too, but
I loved War Dogs.
I like War Dogs, but I think it would have been better if they had gone with the true girlfriend relationship. Miles Teller's girlfriend in real life wanted him to keep dealing guns as long as possible to make as much money.
Okay, yeah, they did not portray her like that.
Hide it from her the whole time. And then finally on viewing menu tonight, 8 p.m. on FX, you've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It came out last year, and I really enjoyed it. It takes place about 200 years after the reign of Caesar, and a young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike.
That's what Tyler and everyone's watching in our Michelson Laser Vision viewing menu. When we come back, Jeremy Bernard joins the show. Kalen DeBoer says, I choose to believe we've got a good football team. We'll hear about the star wide receiver and what he thinks about Alabama moving forward next on the Next Round.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com. Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
My favorite tweet of the weekend, right after I tell you that game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. So too, Coke Zero Sugar and tweeting is thirsty work. I think it was Mark Schlereth that tweeted this.
Stink?
Yep. One point during the LSU, Texas-Ohio State game, Arch Manning has more commercials in this game than he has completions.
It was crazy. Warby Parker?
Yeah.
Guys doing a Warby Parker eyeglasses.
Well, he needed to put those on.
I'm telling you.
Hey, and by the way, it looked like they shot all of his commercials the same day in the same nondescript
100%.
stadium.
Yeah, because the Viore shorts, which I'm wearing today. I love Viore shorts. Arch didn't have to sell me on those. That was just a black and white version of the same exact stadium. I noticed that. I was like,
100%.
Hey, how many times did you see the Megan Trainor commercial?
I liked it the first couple times when she goes, "This is Patrick. He does sports." That's a funny line, but oh my gosh, they ran it the ground.
Wore it out.
They did.
I used to get on Cheez-Its for that. I have to get on State Farm.
Yeah, it's.
I like the Cheez-Its commercial.
I used to like it too. It's the cheesiest.
God, they played it 4 years every commercial break. I just got so tired of it
because it's so good.
This is the point where our first meeting with Jeremy Bernard, I say he's scheduled to be with us here at any moment.
Yep.
Coming up here, the show that's being brought to you by Dr. B. Tell us about the wonderful hair care you've gotten from Dr. B over the years, LT.
Yeah, Dr. B, best in the business. If you're starting to thin out, you want to maintain, you want to grow some back, Dr. Beckenstein, the absolute best in the business. Doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whenever you start thinning out, be preemptive. Make the phone call that I made 4 years ago, 205-319-0316, t3hair.net for more information. T3's got that test. Easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pill or topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on products that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and find out what will work. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, t3hair.net.
At least for one game, things I got right this summer, Garrett Nussmeier, better quarterback than Cade Klubnik. Big win for LSU, 17-10.
I was shocked at how bad Klubnik seemed. More like if it was his first start on the road, I could see him struggle like that. But, man, his footwork was absolutely awful. I give LSU a ton of credit. The adjustments they made offensively and defensively completely dominated that second half. Best win in college football over the weekend to me.
No, I agree with Lance.
More than Ohio State over Texas?
Yes, because LSU had to go do it on the road.
Yeah, had to do it on the road.
With a remade offensive line against that defensive front.
And only gave up one sack.
I'm 100% with Lance. Now, the Ohio State win's very good, very good, obviously. They throttled a Steve Sarkisian offense, which most people don't do. But I would say the best win was LSU because they had to do it on the road.
LSU second for me.
Okay.
Ohio State first. Still a better team. But Texas is better than Clemson.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know that.
You don't know I'm wrong.
I don't know you're right, though.
I do think
that's the way this works.
That Klubnik would struggle against that Texas defense.
Yeah. I don't know that Texas is better than Clemson. I mean,
by the way, this might be the year of defenses.
Could be. A lot of low-scoring games.
Klubnik, a non-factor in running the football, which was surprising to me.
Well, Antonio Williams, that injury was massive.
It was.
You can't oversell that because that is your number one option for Klubnik. Blake Baker's defense, though, more on that coming up in a little bit. But, man, I was shocked that their offense was as bad as it was.
We'll save it for stock up, stock down. I clearly know now where you're going stock up is Blake Baker's defense. But to me, that was the takeaway from this game, not Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier played fine. I was impressed with him. My takeaway was that LSU defense because that's what they did not have last year to pair with an offense.
By the way, everyone worried about Matt Patricia.
Nope.
Disguised the coverage. Arch Manning, 4 of 11 on passes that were 10 or more yards.
So
4 of 11.
He was 0 for through 3 quarters on passes more than 5 yards.
Yeah, if we're doing what everybody got right, you have never been more right than you were about Arch Manning, Lance. All offseason you said it. I thought you were a bit over the top on it. Everything you said Saturday, I
got to be honest. I did not see him struggling like that. I mean, he was awful. Now, he settled in the fourth quarter, and looking at it right now, 4 of 7, 105 yards.
That's when Ohio State was up 14-0, and they're like, okay, keep everything in front of you. We can't give up. The one thing we can't allow is a bomb.
If Quinn Ewers is quarterback on Saturday, did they win the game?
I still think no.
I don't know if they do, because right now Ohio State is inside Sark's head when it comes to red zone play calling, and they're having such great success there. But I thought Steve Sarkisian's play calling was a D- at best throughout the game. Like, he was calling plays to not put it in Arch Manning's hands.
Well, that's alarming.
Yeah. I mean, he was calling around it being the Arch Manning show,
and that's a problem.
Around the yard.
I mean, that is a massive problem moving forward. It's not like Texas and the SEC's got an easy schedule coming up. I mean, right now, Texas going to the Swamp, and I'm going to stick with it. 2 losses when they play undefeated Oklahoma.
It's believable now. Yellow Cake in the chat room says Peyton and Eli are going to start telling people Arch is adopted. I'm far from a quarterback guru, never played the position, never coached the position, but I think it's pretty obvious what I'm about to say is true. When Arch goes to that sidearm stuff on the move, oh my gosh. I mean, he can't hit a barn with that, man. I mean, he was so off target on that stuff.
Meanwhile, again, Jeremy Bernard's supposed to be with us in this time slot. We'll jump into him as soon as he gets here. Until then, we'll continue to bounce around and look at other games that went on. All being brought to you by our friends at mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag, Brownie, as we bounce around to the games. Don't forget that bet back bonus.
Boom. The 3 Bs, Jim. The bet back bonus. That's up to $500. You log on there at mybookie.ag and use code next round. You make your first bet at mybookie.ag, and they will cover that bet up to $500. That's their bet back bonus. You lose up to $500. They put it right back into your account, and you can fire down again. Maybe you did it this weekend. Go take advantage of it. Maybe you haven't yet. Hey, you got TCU North Carolina tonight. You got the NFL starting on Thursday with Cowboys Eagles. Bet back bonus helps you get a very enjoyable start at mybookie.ag, and that's what they want for you. Code next round is how you get that bet back bonus of up to $500 on your first bet, covered by mybookie.ag. Code next round, mybookie.ag. Code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag. Code next round.
Carson Beck looked poised, veteran, but I was so impressed with Miami's fast and physical defense, including Reuben Bain Jr. as Miami beat Notre Dame 27-24 last night. And the atmosphere in that was old school Miami.
It was
Jimmy
85% Miami fans.
Yeah.
Were you guys watching on the 4K on YouTube where you didn't get any commercials?
Yep. And when they do that corner shot, you could just see how much Miami was in there.
By the way, if you want to extend life, those are the longest commercial breaks without commercials.
Are.
I mean, it seems like they're 15 minutes.
I think the commercial breaks are long in a football game, but on that 4K, when it's just the Nat sound, I feel like they're 30 minutes.
Yeah, but I do give Hard Rock a lot of credit. I mean, that's the most Miami fans I've seen in forever.
Jimmy Johnson cranked that siren up, and then Michael Irvin was there.
I don't have enough stock ups today, but Malachi Toney, the thing that jumps out to me about this true freshman wide receiver is how easy the game is to him. He is going to be an absolute superstar.
Yeah, I think the two most improved units year over year I saw were Blake Baker's LSU defense and this new look Miami defense. They fired Lance Guidry, the defensive coordinator, last year because their defense couldn't stop anybody. And I know you're going to look at it and say, well, Notre Dame scored 24 points. It was a 27-24 win. Go watch the game and see C.J. Carr running for his life a lot and see how that defensive front was a handful for Notre Dame.
C.J. Carr already an upgrade from Riley Leonard or Sam Hartman.
Yeah, I had no problem.
No, I think that kid is going to be really, really good.
That was just a good football game.
Yeah, it was a fantastic football game.
And you scrap the run. I mean, going back to Mike Denbrock, like, what are you doing? Like, you've got arguably outside of Penn State, and still even with Penn State, maybe the best 1-2 punch with Love and Price in that backfield. You had 16 total touches.
Was C.J. Carr's mom at the game? Did anybody notice?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I mean, could we have shown her more?
And I felt bad because I was like,
can I ask
one of those? No, it's the same question I've got.
I almost wanted to tweet something out until they talked about how much money she's been raising. And
Yeah. Go ahead and ask the question, Jim, because the same question I want. No, ask it. I'll ask it.
Okay.
where's his dad? Because, like, everything was about the mom. Is that your question? Like,
Yeah.
we never addressed the dad.
I mean, Sean eventually said CJ is said the name of what C and J stood for, and so is his dad. I think the J part is his dad. And
I can understand why he wasn't sitting there. Like, she seems like a lot. You saw the one kid, like, she was trying to hug him or something. He's like,
I know.
Pushed back. He's like,
I mean, it's none of our business, but if you're going to show it on TV all the time and just talk about his mom, I was the same question that you were wondering, Jim. I was like, why do we not have a dad, and what's the story there?
And that's Lloyd's daughter, I believe, right?
No, because his name's Carr. It'd be Lloyd's son.
Oh, okay. So that's Lloyd's.
Unless he kept that name. I don't know the whole story there, but it's Lloyd Carr's grandson, obviously. But my assumption was his dad is Lloyd Carr's son.
Okay.
That was my assumption.
Say, where is CJ Carr's dad?
But you're right. That was a juiced environment. Miami, I think that fueled them. They reacted to that juiced environment, especially late in the game when those two defensive linemen were getting after CJ Carr.
And I heard correctly, the kicker, they said it twice, was from FIU, and he was a kickoff specialist who was 4 of 11 in his kicking career before he came to Miami from FIU. And he comes to Miami, and he beats out former Texas kicker Bert Auburn.
Yes.
Who was so good years ago and was really shaky last year.
And is still playing. He must have the yips. But this kid was 4 of 11 in his career and a kickoff specialist, not a kicking specialist, but a kickoff specialist, booming leg apparently. But every time he kicked, when they could get the snap to him and hold it, he boomed him and looked perfect.
He came in, minute and a half to go with a 48-yarder to win it. I thought there was no shot he was making that.
Me too. I'm sitting there going, this kid's 4 of 11 in his career at FIU, and you're playing for him. I mean, they ran it conservatively up the middle 3 times, and you basically settled for him to kick a 47-yarder. And I thought to myself, Mario Cristobal has gone way too conservative here, and he's going to lose the game. And then this kid booms it.
Everybody's saying FAU, so I guess it was FAU. Yeah, but
one of the Fs in Miami.
That's a weird guy to get out of the portal, as a guy that was 4 of 11. I do wonder, this Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator at Miami, they were good last year. He created a number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward at quarterback, and I'm not going to say they haven't missed a beat offensively, but if their defense is that improved, that's plenty of offense for them to contend in the ACC. Like, having watched Clemson and Miami this weekend, I don't think it – I know we said all offseason, slam dunk, easiest one to predict is Clemson.
And Florida State.
I don't put them in the same class. I know they just beat Alabama.
And Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech had to go with Coach Prime's clock management at the end of that. Was absurd.
I was not impressed with Georgia Tech.
What is Deion Sanders
3 turnovers in the first 3 drives.
I know.
Well, that's part
of it.
Yeah.
It settles down.
Yeah, but I mean, if the other coach is just going to let the clock run at the end, I don't know what Deion Sanders was doing with those timeouts.
Clemson at Georgia Tech next week, not this week, but next week in Atlanta.
What's the point spread on that, Lance? Clemson's at Georgia Tech.
Clemson is going to be, I would say, 7.
That's a skinny number for Clemson in the ACC.
It ends up being 7.5.
By the way, sportsbooks used to always inflate Alabama numbers because of the brand and Nick Saban. And I mentioned this on our postgame. These numbers are going to be massively adjusted. And we'll talk to Todd Furman about this on Friday, but I guarantee you.
You can get some value?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can get value or not, but I mean, they've just got to be adjusted. It cannot be the old Alabama brand anymore.
Like, what do you think the Georgia number actually is right now? It's been 4.
Oh, 7.
Yeah. I mean, Alabama going to be a touchdown dog at Georgia?
Yeah.
Let's do our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
It can be bow time for you at Bojangles for lunch today or breakfast or these parties and tailgates over the weekend in football. From sweet to heat, they got 7 sauces. They go great with those hand-breaded tenders. You like that sweet? Try honey mustard. You want that tang? Try barbecue. You want that heat? Try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. Smooth and creamy, they got the house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, classic bow sauce, ready and waiting, so you can get those hand-breaded tenders from Bojangles today. And hey, have you been missing that pork chop grill biscuit at Bojangles for breakfast? Well, it's been missing you. It's back. Go get it right now at your local Bojangles. It's bow time.
Biggest improvement, guys, happens when?
Week 1 to week 2, Jim.
That's what they say.
Week 1 to week 2. It can be the offense. It can be the defense. It can be the coaching. It can be broadcast crews. It can be your freaking mascot. Oregon running onto the field. Look at the duck here. He trips. His head rolls off. Mascot rule number 1. If your head comes off, don't let the kids see you without the head on.
Yeah, but I would bear crawl towards the head. I can't believe that they've got this protocol where you just run your ass as fast as you can back to the locker room, and then you've got a guy that cleans up the dust and grabs the head.
Definitely made the wrong call. It's quicker for him to crawl to the head and get it back on.
Yeah, but you don't want to see him pick up the head and put it back on. That scares the kids.
Hey, he's done, by the way.
Yeah, got to fire him.
Yeah, I would fire him 100%.
Wow. What's his buyout?
I don't know. What did he trip over?
The goal line.
Well, he tripped over that mat that he was carrying out to do something, and then it gets loose, and he's big. I mean, he's got webbed feet.
But I mean,
he's not on water.
Say what you want about Alabama. They went down after all summer and executed on their first drive. This is his first execution of the season.
Right out of the locker room, Lance.
So that's one of our tender moments. The other one is the Corso, and I know it's overplayed. It's been talked about a lot. Not overplayed. It's been talked about a lot, but I mean, I got chills. I mean, and hats off to Fox. They carried it live.
Yep.
Over in the Fox pregame
that was
show.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the Portnoy. Maybe you guys did. I had both on. I never saw Portnoy. I did watch Corso's picks, though.
Okay, Corso, this part of our tender moment. Go ahead on Corso here.
The most watched college game day ever, 3.5 million. And the last 30 minutes, 5.1 million people, ESPN said, were watching that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, I called the kids down. I was like, hey, you guys need to check this out.
This is history, yeah.
And my daughter Harper used to watch that. She would come down on Saturday mornings when I was at home to watch that part too. And she who's this Lee Corso guy? What's going on? And I had to explain to her what was happening. But they put the set out on the middle of the field, and the whole crowd, they piped it in for the whole crowd, all 100,000 fans to watch him put it on there. But earlier in the show, the Superdog pick.
Oh, I know.
When he picked Florida State. And I was like, well, he's just doing this because he played at Florida State. That hit. Ohio State hit.
Yeah.
In fact, Lee Corso played at Florida State, coached at Maryland, coached at Navy, coached at Louisville, coached at Indiana, coached at Northern Illinois. Those teams, 6-0 on Saturday.
Yeah. And his picks?
It's 6-0.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody did the Lee Corso just outright winner. Just money line picks.
Money line parlay?
Yeah, because, Florida State
coach.
would balance out some of these heavier, like Tennessee over Syracuse.
One of the best parts of the show, and I watched a lot of game day just because it was Corso. Normally, I catch the start, come back for Corso's headgear, and that's about it for me. But I watched a great deal of that show because of Coach Corso. And the Aflac trivia question, did y'all see that part?
I did not.
The Aflac trivia question was, which coach did Lee Corso pick against the most? Which coach did Lee Corso pick against the most? And it stumped Reese was like, I know the answer, so I can't participate. And
I'll go Urban Meyer. I didn't see it.
And that's what they were doing. They're like, was it Urban Meyer? Wait a minute. Who's been good? Who's been good? And finally, after silence.
I don't have the answer. I was going to guess.
Okay, who were you going to guess?
I was going to say he picked against Mac Brown the most.
After a little bit of silence, everybody's sitting on the set, and Nick Saban he raises his hand, goes, was it me? And Reese goes, it was Nick Saban. Lee Corso picked against Saban 16 times.
Wow.
And then somebody said, well, what was the record? And Reese was like, actually, he was 8-8. And then I think McAfee said, every coach in America would have given anything to be 8-8 against Nick Saban.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
That's actually not a bad record.
That is really, really good.
That was a pretty funny moment.
That's our Bojangles tender moment of the day. Let's go ahead and knock out our 4 downs today, being brought to you in part by our friends at A+. When Brownie was looking for a chance to remodel his house, he turned to his wife saying, look, I love you. You're
That's
not
right.
going anywhere, but let's get rid of this kitchen and bathroom.
That's right. And she scoured the internet looking for the right person to do that. And the person she picked was the right person. It is Brad Bell. Scott showed you some before and afters of our master bath. Brad and his crews did tremendous work there. He can do the same for you. You can see more before and afters and all the information you need for Brad Bell at alabamabathremodels.com. alabamabathremodels.com, or call Brad 205-422-1758. 205-422-1758. Here's what Brad specializes in: master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. It's not to say it's all he does, but you're going to get your money back when you go to sell your house. My wife is already looking at a master bedroom closet remodel. He's done our master bath. He's done kitchen work. Brad can do the same for you. Here's Brad's number: 205-422-1758. 205-422-1758. Or alabamabathremodels.com.
First down.
More surprising how good Joey Aguilar looked or how bad Nico looked?
Nico did look terrible.
That doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah. I mean, Nico, I say he looked terrible. I think he looked about like he did at Tennessee. Am I wrong?
He's got less talent around him.
Less talent, and that's a really good
Utah's
team.
a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Aguilar looked good.
I love the way he looked. He threw a great deep ball there, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's a dual threat upgrade. He runs the ball better than Nico ran the ball. I don't know what it'll look like, but Syracuse plays a pretty good defense. Not a bad team. 16 of 28, 247, 3 touchdowns, no interception. Ran the ball well. I was more impressed with Star Thomas, and Deshaun Bishop running the football.
Deshaun Bishop is Dylan Sampson light through one game.
You got both guys averaged over 7.5 yards a carry. So if Tennessee can get back, if Aguilar can play like that, Tennessee can effectively run the football. Tennessee's defense didn't look as good as it had looked in the past. They lose a lot on the edge there.
But on my invisible Alabama schedule right here, where I had Tennessee
as a win
over in the win column, I slide that back into the middle now. It's up for grabs. It's in my toss-up column.
Heupel can coach.
Heupel can coach. Terribly embarrassing moment for Fran Brown and Syracuse in that game. It happened during halftime at Texas Ohio State, so I think a lot of people had come over to that game. Tennessee's in their fastball offense they like to do. They're moving it down the field, and you have a guy go down with a cramp, right? And Tennessee fans start booing. And they show the replay, and he clearly gets the signal for the sidelines because he's a defensive back. He's standing there looking for the call, and goes down like he's hit by a sniper. And the guy next to him also starts to go down and realizes the guy next to him's going down, so he catches himself and comes back up. Terribly embarrassing.
Yeah, it's another thing, by the way. I'm told by reliable sources that some coaches, I won't say the team, but some coaches, to give their defense an extra rest after they score a touchdown. You have a special teams guy feign an injury then, because if you score too quickly, because it takes a long time to get the ball spotted for the opening kickoff, the re-kick after a touchdown. So after the extra point, you feign the injury then, and personnel goes out there and yada. That helps you in case you're not taking a TV break. But getting people to go down quick before ball is spotted, and a couple teams got caught this weekend.
Yeah. Well, the ball had not been spotted because this was a big gainer for Tennessee, and they get all the way down inside the 10, and you see the Syracuse guy go down, and Tennessee fans booed. They saw it. It was obvious. But then when they show the replay, and Riddick, it's Bob Wischusen and Louis Riddick, Riddick's like, man, that is just unacceptable. That's embarrassing, because you could tell the signal had come for the sidelines, and both guys starting to go down, and the second was like, oh, well, we don't need 2 down.
Yeah, but didn't we put in there also that we can review and go back and have some kind of penalty?
I don't know, but that one would have been easy right there.
We should start doing that too.
Second down.
More surprising over the weekend, Texas's offense only scores 7, or Alabama's defense gives up 31.
Alabama's defense gives up 31. I expected, and I'm pretty sure you did too, you thought Ohio State, Texas would be a low-scoring game. Yeah, under was the play there, and you just thought it was going to be 2 Goliath giants, 2 top 3 teams playing each other, and it would be a little close to the vest with Arch on the road and a first-time starter for Ohio State. So I didn't expect a big offensive explosion despite all the talent on the field at Texas, Ohio State. There is no way, with what Alabama's defense did last year, with all the named veterans back, even without Keenan out there, did I expect Florida State to be able to run the football for as many yards as they ran the football against Alabama. No way.
Yeah, but I also didn't think Texas would struggle to score 7. I thought that would be a low-scoring game, though, but I thought it would be like 2017 low-scoring. I did not think.
I'm shocked Alabama gave up 31.
I don't think Texas scores. I think the only reason Texas scored is because Ohio State got up 14-10, and Ryan Day, or 14-0, excuse me. And
By
Ryan
the way,
Day,
the touchdown was questionable too.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, he did move arms.
Yeah, and Ryan Day, I think, knew the only thing that can beat me right now is a long ball, so we're going to keep everything in front of us. Otherwise, if they were in a situation, if it were still a 7-0 game and Matt Patricia had to keep playing his same defense, I don't think Texas ever scores. Yeah. So that was the most surprising to me.
The game, you felt like the game, if it was played on the up and up, probably would have been a 7-0 game.
Probably so, yeah.
If they hadn't scored that second touchdown. But boy, it came down to 2 fourth-down goal lines. Ohio State makes theirs and Texas doesn't make theirs. That changes the whole game.
Texas ran this time.
I am
two red zones.
Everybody got on Texas for not running the first time. They ran this time.
Urban Meyer brought this up at halftime. I don't understand coaches going for it on fourth down in their own territory as much as they are right now. You saw Florida State do it late against Alabama in the fourth quarter.
He was fearless there, 24-17. Florida State was. Fourth down, I think there was 34-yard line.
Yep.
On 34-yard line. And if he doesn't make that one, momentum is all on Alabama and a short field right there. But he makes it, and they go on down and score the touchdown and put the game away. I'm mixed on it, LT. It opens up the door for a lot of second guessing if you don't get it, though.
But the first two possessions of Texas-Ohio State, both teams did it. They both went for really difficult fourth downs. Texas got theirs, and they stopped Ohio State.
I don't understand. Those coaches coming into the game had to know it was going to be a defensive
That's
struggle.
right, yeah.
All close to the middle of the field there in that situation.
Yep.
Basically, what is 15 or 20 yards?
Yeah.
Third down.
Basically, in my opinion, they were saying early in that game, I can give them 3. I'll give them 3 here.
Yeah.
If we don't get this, I'm going to try to keep us going. I'm going to give them 3. We just hold them to a field goal.
But what I don't understand is that once you convert that fourth down, what are the chances you're going to go down and get another 30, 40 yards of field to be able to kick a field goal?
Better than if I punt it.
Well,
You're still alive. But.
Better than 0.
Okay, Dr. Phil, 75 today. Better career, Dr. Phil or Phil Sims?
Dr. Phil.
For me, Phil Sims.
Interesting.
Both are equally annoying.
Yeah, Dr. Phil doesn't become anybody without Oprah. The question is, does Phil Sims become anybody without Lawrence Taylor?
Or Bill Parcells.
But
So Phil Sims won the one Super Bowl. The second one was Hostetler because Sims was hurt.
Yep.
But Sims got him into that situation.
And Sims is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He is, but do you think of those teams and think, man, that offense?
Nope.
I don't, but he statistically had one of the great Super Bowl games of all time. Wasn't he like 22 or 26 or something like that in a Super Bowl?
Yep.
But I still go Dr. Phil. I think Dr. Phil's been a media icon for a long time. I mean, to parlay that from basically Oprah brought him on to do some segments, and he parlayed it into a media career. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'll go Phil Sims just because.
Fourth down.
Zendaya, 29 years old today. Better career.
That old already.
Zendaya
goes quick.
Or Jaden Daniels?
It's going to be Jaden Daniels. It's Zendaya maybe right now, but it'll be Jaden Daniels.
I don't know, man. She's about to hit her prime of acting. She's really, really good at what she does. That character she plays on, what's that show your daughter and I watch?
Euphoria? Yeah, Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Your daughter and I.
Her acting on that, unbelievable, to play someone addicted to drugs and the struggles that go with that.
Right.
To make you like her and hate her at the same time for her mistakes and things. But she's that way in Marvel movies, superhero movies. I mean, she is just all over the place. Really a great actress.
But she's got some big projects coming up soon. She's got the Odyssey next year from Christopher Nolan. That's got a star-studded cast. You've got Dune Part 3 next year, which I'm really looking forward to, and the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but Odyssey, that's from the books we were forced to read that I didn't understand, right?
Yes.
Like
the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Iliad and the Odyssey,
Homer.
right?
Yes.
So, I mean, if they make that more enjoyable than me having to read it in that book, I'm all in. I'm dying to know that story that I'm in an F on 3 different times when I was supposed to read it growing up in school. I loved it. I want to watch it to see how it ends.
How'd you get an F? It's just a dude going home for 10 years.
They didn't write it that simple.
If you don't open the book, you got no idea that that's the case.
Well, I tried to read the first few pages. It was like they were speaking a different language.
It seems like it can be a great film or it could be an absolute train wreck.
I have a lot of hope for it. It's one of the films I'm looking most forward to next year.
Boy, I mean, she's A-list, though. But Jaden Daniels, would it shock you guys in 2 or 3 years if he's the best quarterback in football?
I was going to say that. Post Mahomes and Allen, he's got to survive those guys. Post Mahomes and Allen, and his career will extend beyond theirs.
Yep.
I think he'll be considered the best quarterback in football.
I'm going to go Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
I want to see year 2 first. Agree. Right now, you're in a lot of euphoria of Jaden Daniels.
That's also coming back next year, I think.
I can't wait. Leighton and I will have to have a watch party somewhere for season 5. Actually, Leighton is probably too mature now to watch that show.
Yeah,
she's probably grown
past
up.
it.
Yeah,
leave it to Jim.
That's a high school show, Dad.
For the kids.
That's 4 downs.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. When we come back, we will talk more about Alabama's loss at Florida State and Auburn's win in Waco. AP voting guidelines. I didn't have these when I was the AP voter. I don't think you did either, Brandon. Actually, a version that is guidelines when you're an AP poll voter. If this is real, from Danny Cannell coming up on the other side. A ton of college football second half of the show being brought to you today by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Man, when you're talking about Woodhouse Day Spa, you're talking about some folks that'll make you relax and forget about a loss you were not expecting.
Yeah, hey, again, you're going to be on the couch every single Saturday and Sunday. You want to send the girlfriend or the wife to the best day spa out there. It is the Woodhouse Day Spa, located conveniently at the Summit Shopping Centers right off of Highway 280. Just get in, see Stuart and that great staff. You can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Excitement awaits at Barber Motorsports Park for the UAB Medicine GT World Alabama Benefiting Teal Wings of Hope, September 5th through 7th. Witness some of the most iconic sports cars like Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari battle it out on the track. Enjoy the beer gardens, food trucks, kids zone, garage, and more. The UAB Medicine GT World Alabama. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and Bowberry waffles, The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a Bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today.
It's bow time.
Back with you on the next round. Just to clean up a little dead wood, actually brought to you by our friends at Gray's Tree Service. LT will tell you more about in a second. Very important that we don't make the student athlete look bad here. Scheduling conflict by the adults in the room.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. I'm trying to work this thing out right now.
Just from everybody else involved, not on Jeremy Bernard on this Labor Day holiday. So in the chat room or anywhere else, it's not Bernard's reason he was not here. It's on everything behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's actually in a position meeting right now, so we are trying to work on this to get it rescheduled. Hopefully tomorrow, but moving forward, it should be Mondays at 10 o'clock. But again, we will confirm that.
Joel Klatt on the other side. No, wait.
Okay.
Supposed to be with us on the other side.
Yeah.
Joe Klatt, not going to be with us today either. He'll join us tomorrow. And Brock Heward, who's with us after 12 o'clock every Monday, not going to be with us today either. He'll be with us tomorrow after 12 o'clock as well. So if you're scoring at home right now, Luganville, the only one that answered his alarm on a Labor Day Monday.
I'd say Labor Days, I guess, are more confusing than that.
Not everybody knew we were working.
I thought it was so funny because, Brock actually texted me a little bit on Saturday because he's home enjoying the games now that he's following his kid around, or he's actually the tight ends coach for his kid's team. But then when I texted him back on something on Saturday, he's like, yeah, we're in the air right now. We're heading to the Washington game. And I'm like, that's not a good start to sitting on the couch and watching all the games.
Exactly, yeah.
You want to see Washington and Colorado State, which was actually a better game than advertised.
Yeah, it should have been. That's our deadwood there. So Bernard at a later date. But when we get to the regular schedule, Mondays at 10, we'll let you know if he pops up this week or if next Monday will be our first visit with him. And Klatt with us tomorrow, but normally with us Mondays. Brock with us tomorrow at 12:05. Normally with us for Unlocked on Mondays after the show. All that deadwood brought to you by Gray's.
Hey, family owned and operated right here in Birmingham for over 25 years. From removal, the trimming, the health, you care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. Trusted by nearly every golf course in town at the Birmingham Zoo. No competition. Gray's maintains that fleet of specialized cranes and lifts to get the job done right, prevent damage to your home. You've probably seen them rolling around town and all those Gray's wrapped trucks. Call their number, 281-6100. You can scan that QR code right there or just visit graystree.com.
All right. Post-Alabama loss, I think I'm having a really good show. My performance, my energy, my upbeatness, I think I'm doing well.
Why do you keep grading it? It's like every segment you've graded your performance here.
I'm trying to get through it because everybody tunes.
You new here, Tyler?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to meet a level of not sitting here in a puddle of tears. Like I think people tune in after an Alabama loss. Expecting me to be in a puddle of tears. That's not the case. I still believe. Let me get the quote here. I choose to still believe that they've got a good team in Tuscaloosa.
Well, we did our.
That's what Kalen DeBoer said, Jim.
Yeah.
Did we do our power rankings for the SEC?
Oh, we did. We did.
I felt like I had a major overreaction with Alabama, but
really?
Before we unveiled this, Brooks, who's our new social media director, and we formally welcome him to football season. Brooks Carter back here now running things. Give him his microphone, too. Make sure we get him introduced. Brooks, you came up with this idea, creativity on your part. Tell everybody what we're doing here.
So this is a composite ranking of everyone that wanted to participate. So it'll be LT, Dunaway, Brown, Scott, and I. It's a composite of our...
It's easier to say everybody but Tyler.
Yeah. So all 16 teams and a composite of it. So, just averaging all of it together.
Real quick, 16 points for first place?
Yes.
Okay. 1 point for 16. Okay. This is the composite, just like the AP poll. Alabama drops to 10.
It is weird.
I thought I overreacted.
Where did you have them?
I had them at 8.
Where did I have them?
I think 7 or 8.
If you
Man, I had
want
'em at
individual
1.
rankings, I have those back here.
No, I've got mine. Hang on, let me just pull up my text I sent to Brooks.
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
Well, I had Alabama 8th. I had them right there. I had them 8th, Lance. Just like you do. Well, I had them 8th.
Yeah, I mean, 10 is.
I think I had them 10.
Well, I think you, Scott, and Brooks obviously blew them up.
There is no chance that all of those teams are better than Alabama in front of them.
We may need to start throwing out the high and the low.
Like the AP poll does.
I had them at 9, for the record.
Well, somebody had to have them at 16 for them to be 10.
Dunaway and I had them at 11.
Okay.
11.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, I definitely had LSU, Georgia, Texas was playing Ohio State, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Ole Miss,
Yeah, that's
Auburn.
where it stopped for me.
Where did it stop for you?
At Oklahoma.
You had them in front of Ole Miss?
Had them in front of Ole Miss, had them in front of Auburn.
I'm trying. I can't find it.
Ole Miss scored 62 points, Lance.
I mean, we have so many fragmented little text groups up here. Let's just have one between
Well,
the
I didn't
six
know
of
if
us.
we do have that. I just didn't know if I was supposed to put mine in that text group or send it privately to Brooks as not to influence anyone's votes.
Trust
so
me,
I sent it privately to Brooks.
I don't think you'll influence anybody's votes. I've been paying attention to your pick threes and your upset alerts.
I don't do a pick 3. The Brown Bandit does.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do an upset.
I'm not
alert,
sure
the
he
Brown
does
Bandit
anymore
does.
either.
Yes. Hey, look, Southern Miss was probably a bad play.
So let me see the power ratings again. Composite from the group. LSU, best team in the SEC. Give me your thought there.
I agree with that. I think LSU is the best team based on week 1. You know what, Lance and I just said that was the best win in week 1, Lance. I trust their offense under Brian Kelly. They look to have drastically fixed their defense. So I am going to say right now I have got no problem with LSU being number 1.
Yeah, I had 1 through 5 exactly like we've got it right there.
Yeah, I think I had Georgia 1, LSU 2, but I can't remember. I didn't drop Texas too far. I was really impressed with Tennessee. I liked Florida. Lenore Sellers in South Carolina had some
ugly win, man.
They had some issues. That first drive was so impressive.
He's gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah, he bails
like,
you out of
literally unstoppable.
I mean, he bails you out of a lot of bad situations, and the touchdown pass he threw that was the game clincher was a gorgeous ball.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, Nick Harper was wide open. He outran everyone.
I know, but the ball's right on the money.
It did take an 80-yard punt return and a 67-yard bomb to close them out.
To put away Virginia Tech. There's some alarm. There's some issues there.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Mateer was fantastic. That's a lower end opponent, but you could not have asked for a better debut than what John Mateer gave you.
No. 392 yards, 30 of 37, 3 touchdowns. Ran it 24 times for another touchdown against Illinois State, 35-3.
No, I said it's a low rent opponent, but I mean Mateer was what you wanted him to be. That was Jim. That was the no. This is not a shot at Jackson Arnold. He was the quarterback. But that was the worst passing offense in the SEC last year, 16 out of 16. And Mateer did that. That is a massive improvement.
And the worst kept secret was Eli Drinkowitz and which quarterback he was going to go with.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Horn didn't have a passing attempt. Bo Pribula dominated against Central Arkansas, and they had 560 total yards and 0 turnovers. So, Missouri, are they all the way down at 12?
Okay, let's make this our Storm Restoration Roofing point of the day here about, people being who we think they are, not who we think they are. Greg from Pell City is who you think he is. He's just a great, down-to-earth, local guy, family-owned business. So many of his kids work there. His wife and him run the company. They own the company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years. Greg will get on your rooftop, give you a free, no-cost, no obligation roof inspection. Find out if anything's going. Just one shingle is all it takes, and it can screw up and damage your house tremendously. Greg crawls up the ladder and gives you a free no-cost roof inspection. 205-542-3531. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Storm repairs, roof replacements, anything that you need, he'll take care of it on top of your house. Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City there on Facebook. Brown, go back to last week. You had somebody who said, I remember I said, from what I'm being told from my sources, Jackson Arnold will be the quarterback that plays in the Auburn game. and you had somebody who texted you that said,
I would be shocked, capital shocked, from the talk at Auburn. It was a media member.
And I said, okay.
If Deuce Knight doesn't get some snaps.
Yeah, and I was right there with you. I was like, they're only playing one quarterback.
Yeah. Now, I did not hear that independently. I'm just saying it was a media member we trust. And he was just saying, he was not saying that, well, not necessarily saying Hugh Freeze had told him that, but saying from the chatter in the Auburn football complex, it would be shocking if Deuce Knight doesn't get a snap or two or three or four.
Yeah.
And then Hugh Freeze followed up by saying, will we see all three quarterbacks? Oh, yeah. I mean, now we thought that might be smokescreen.
Yeah. No, I took it as he was comfortable in playing all three quarterbacks because it came from Tiger Talk or whatever.
Oh, it's Andy Burcham asking it. Yeah.
And I took that, well, we're comfortable playing all three of them. Is the way I took it, and the people I talked to, it was Jackson Arnold's team. They were not going to veer away from that. You also, the play calling, as I tried to explain, thanks to my buddy Justin Hokanson at Auburn Live, when he made the comments about first down, second down, third down, I reached out to Hoke. I was like, look, is he talking about the guy calling plays on first down and then him calling on second down, or a different guy calling on third down? And Hoke's like, that's not the way I understand it. The way I understand it is you have someone that prepares all week for first down calls, somebody who puts the second down package together and the third down package together. Basically, almost a run game coordinator, pass game coordinator, which is very common in football. But Hugh did a horrible job of explaining that when asked about that. I don't think he really understood the question. He basically explained it like first down, second down, third down, and people all over the country were talking like they got different guys calling different downs. You watched the game the other night. Hugh Freeze is calling every play.
Every time they showed Freeze on the sidelines, I'm
every
getting
play.
This right here.
First down, second down, third down.
He's got that play sheet over the mouth and talking into the headset.
Those two things were the most
overplayed,
and I'm not sure reported correctly thing.
What about Hugh's handicap? Was that overplayed? I saw your tweet. I
had a little fun with that.
Hey, you will give me Sawyer Robertson, pretty good quarterback.
Oh, Sawyer Robinson's a good quarterback.
He's not bad. Not bad. We'll see. I mean, you look around the Big 12. You tell me you're blown away by those quarterbacks this weekend?
Wait, look around the SEC. You blown away with those?
Yeah, I really am, actually.
Who?
Yeah.
Who blew you away?
Oh, I mean, just start with, you went Sellers, you look Lagway,
Sellers blew you away. He
Mateer.
had a 200-yard pass game.
You said he's going to beat a lot of people. You just said in this segment.
I said
in this segment. I
think Sellers is going to be tremendous.
I said he gets you out of a lot of bad situations.
Maybe the first overall pick in the NFL draft's an SEC quarterback and Garrett Nussmeier.
I thought Simmons looked sloppy. Arch was awful.
Simmons had 2 interceptions against Georgia State. That is a bit alarming.
Blake Shapen looked good.
Shapen, I thought, looked pretty good against Southern Miss. I'll give you that. Southern Miss is going to be one of the worst teams they play all year.
I still don't know how improved Mississippi State's going to be.
Gunnar Stockton looked good.
He was fine. I mean, Marshall was not a very good team. It's hard to judge this.
Aguilar looked good.
Aguilar was the most surprising one to me. I thought he looked good. Zach Calzada threw for 85 yards. Is anybody stunned by that one?
I'm not. That's my upset alert. It got me 5 points.
I'm saying that tongue-in-cheek. Yeah. I mean, Zach Calzada has done nothing in his college career. He goes to Kentucky, who does nothing on offense, and throws for 85 yards in his first game. I'm like, that made perfect sense. That's exactly what I expected.
What Big 12 quarterbacks didn't look good?
Which ones look good? Let me look at my sheet here.
Avery Johnson was good again. I mean,
Sunshine?
That was his defense. That was defense.
Okay. 38-35 against Montana State. Had to drive to win the game.
Did his family fight after the game? I mean, that's an upgrade if his family didn't fight.
I mean, I didn't see Texas Tech scored, 70 points?
They did.
Devin Dampier was fantastic.
He was against UCLA.
Again, Sawyer Robertson lit up Auburn secondary.
I think that's more an Auburn secondary, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's an SEC defense, right?
204 yards run after catch.
Yeah, I thought Caden Salter was fine. Jalen Daniels has looked great through 2 weeks.
Caden Salter's problem
Sam
was...
Levitt and Rocco Beck, they're completely fine.
Yeah, down at the end of the game, Caden Salter's game awareness was terrible. I assume you guys are watching that game.
Yeah.
Friday night. First of all, his coach has got 2 timeouts and is wanting to hold them, I guess, for Christmas. I don't know why Deion wanted to hold all those timeouts. But, Salter picks up the first down in a 2-minute situation, under 2 minutes, and then decides to double back and run all the way to the sidelines. You're like, kid, you've got the first down. Get down, stop the clock. Like, his game awareness wasn't great in that situation, but his coach did him no favors either.
I Sam Levitt, we don't talk enough about him. I know it was Northern Arizona. He's playing really good football right now. That Arizona State team will get a little test on our sheet. That, by the way, the sheets are out for next week if you want those.
That number's a little higher than I thought.
Arizona State on the road to play Mississippi State. Is that correct?
And that number is what, Lance? Higher
7. I mean, I've seen it from 7 to 9.5. But
6:30 ESPN 2 night game start ball.
Yeah, I think it's settled more in around 7.
And you thought it would be what?
I thought it would be a little bit lower, like 4.5.
Yeah. What's that tell you?
I don't know.
Very bad TV compared to week 1 and week 2 as you look at the sheet there. No Thursday night game because we start the NFL on Friday in blah games. The Saturday opening window gives you Illinois Duke.
I drilled that number, by the way.
Yeah, you've called that upset all year long, and Duke's a 3-point dog at home.
Yeah, I said 2.5, but yeah, right there on it.
Baylor to SMU is an interesting game, Jim.
Yep, that's why it's highlighted in pink. And Iowa State, that's your opening window. 3 games that are good games, will be entertaining to watch. But compared to this past week, blah, a 2:30 window again. Kansas, Missouri will be good. Ole Miss, Kentucky, just to see an SEC on SEC game. Oklahoma State, Oregon, good helmet game. Other than that, I guess 3:15 SEC Network in the afternoon. South Florida, Florida will be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a massive number. I mean, if South Florida can play like they did Thursday night against Boise, you know.
What's that number?
Oh, it was like 17.5, 16.5 right now.
I've got it at 17.5 at mybookie.ag. Florida's a 17.5-point favorite, total of 54.5.
Upset alert tomorrow. We may do this.
Oh, you go ahead and do it.
I think you
go get them bullhorns.
I think you've got 3 really, really good competitive 11 o'clock games.
Yeah, Illinois, Duke, Baylor, SMU, and Iowa State.
Yeah, and even Virginia, NC State, I think will be a really good
game.
In
the nightcap, Oklahoma favored 6 over Michigan. A little higher maybe than we thought in the offseason.
Yeah, Bryce Underwood did not look all that. It was New Mexico. I know it was week 1. Justice Haynes, though, running the football. I mean, that's going to be key for that offense. But, I think Oklahoma wins that game.
We'll get back to Alabama and Auburn and reaction from the chat room and some more post-game sound coming up. And we'll do our spotlight in the next segment. Before you tell us about Michelson, that's 2 references that you have brought up in a Monday show of Virginia Cavalier football today. Can I ask you, is there a McVay or a Petrino coaching on that staff?
You've seen something you like.
Is there a McVay or a Petrino on that coaching staff, or did you get them somehow in your preseason?
Well, look,
where you get wins for Virginia?
Nope, I did not touch Virginia. But, I mean, look, Coastal Carolina is a decent Group 5 brand, right?
Used to be.
And they completely scalded them. I mean, 48-7. I'm just saying, you know, with Chandler Morris at quarterback, how much better is Virginia going to be?
I cannot believe Chandler Morris is still playing college football. That's amazing to me.
I can't believe we're saying that they're going to be good because of Chandler Morris. But here we are, Virginia football, making the conversation today, brought to you by our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100. Got the procedure done back in 2003. Had the 2200 vision. Was legally blind without the aid of contacts after the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
And if you want to go see some of these games across America, you can see them in an RV from Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. They've got great price ranges for everybody. As low as $129 a month, all the way up to those motorhomes with approved credit. They can get you in those. And they've got a warranty that takes care of you for a lifetime on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned at Johnston RV Center. johnstonrvcenter.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Excitement awaits at Barber Motorsports Park for the UAB Medicine GT World Alabama Benefiting Teal Wings of Hope, September 5th through 7th. Witness some of the most iconic sports cars like Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari battle it out on the track. Enjoy the beer gardens, food trucks, kids zone, garage, and more. The UAB Medicine GT World Alabama. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets today.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. Nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at Nextround.store. Take the next round anywhere with Nextround.store.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, Champy's Chicken makes you feel good, even if your team loses. Champy's world famous fried chicken. Talking to Sterling at the kickoff party. He owns Champy's Highway 119 in Alabaster. Brined overnight cooked order chicken. He felt cautiously optimistic about the whole season for Alabama, but nobody was thinking this upset was brining overnight and Florida State was going to come out and beat Alabama. So Sterling, who loves to roll with the tide, as upset as anybody, but he doesn't cry in those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales when he's making them. He just gives you a little heat there, and it's just a fantastic food product right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Champy'sChicken.com. LT, yes.
Well, so can I bring up Joel Klatt? I wonder if we could pull that clip at some point last week when we asked him if Florida State have a shot, and he brought up Mike Norvell. He's like, guy's been there 5 years, and 3 of the 5 years have been losing seasons. So basically scoffed at the fact that Florida State would be able to keep this thing close. I think most people, I wonder where Florida State fans are, because we talked about schizophrenic. That has been under the Mike Norvell era. I think that's the best way to sum it up because, if this team goes out and wins 10 games again, I mean, how do you go from 13 wins to 2 wins, and now you just beat a top 10 team?
It was very puzzling. I have no earthly idea. I still think you were watching a 7-5, 8-4 Florida State football team, in my opinion. We'll see how this season plays out, but I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that's a team that's going to win the ACC. They're obviously very improved. I mean, don't lose track of the fact that if you went from 2 wins to 8 wins, that's an incredible year-over-year improvement. I just don't think that's a 10-win team we were watching.
The reason they were 2-10 last year,
bad quarterback,
is you had bad quarterback, but also you had a culture problem that all these portal players that came in, all the NIL money you were paying, when it went south, they checked out. And truthfully, anybody that lost games this weekend, including Alabama, that's the biggest concern in this day and age is
culture.
Is culture. Who checks out? When
we heard the culture was incredible.
What now?
So you heard the culture was incredible, though, going into the game.
Yeah, but you also heard the coach afterwards say, we've talked about how our culture is. Let's see what happens now. This is I'm not saying before the game. I'm saying now.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what we all heard all offseason was how well the culture was and how the fingerprints were all Kalen DeBoer's on this team.
Yeah.
I would instill, hey, no more TikToks till we win.
Yeah, I will. That's harder to do than you think, I guess, but
Yeah, because you got to go recruit, and then word gets out like, "Hey, no fun, can't do TikToks here." And I know that sounds.
No, I'm just wondering, like, what would
source of income for some kids?
Yeah,
what would Julio Jones be saying in that locker room?
He wouldn't like it, but Julio came up in a different generation. I mean, Julio played at Alabama 15 years ago, and look, that's Alabama TikTok from their locker room before. This is not in Tallahassee. This is back in Tuscaloosa.
No, that'd be a really nice visiting locker room.
Yeah, it would be. You don't see when. So don't think that we're saying that's right before the game. Lance is just making a point that this has become. I think it's become more a part of the football culture, regardless of Alabama or anybody. To Jim's point, these guys can make money off this now.
Yeah, and it's not just football culture.
No, it's everything.
It's everywhere. I mean, you have there's a cool teacher in Miami that had her class, I think it was first, second, third grade class, very young kids. They wrote letters to however many kids are in the class, it's less than 30, to different NFL teams. And the first package came back from the Detroit Lions. And they sent them a big box of Detroit Lions stuff for the whole class. They all got a shaker and some Detroit Lions sunglasses and Detroit Lion T-shirts, size-appropriate T-shirts. But to the girl who wrote the letter, she got like autographed football and all of that. And the lady on TikTok was teaching them a lesson about, let's settle down now. This is her time. Everybody else may get their time. You may not. Your team may not write back, but they wrote back for her. Let's take joy in her moment here. Teach them a lesson through that. But you put it all on TikTok too. It's just a different world. It's just a different world we live in.
It is a different world,
and it's why people like, I believe if Alabama had all the money in the world, I don't think Nick Saban would have walked away. My belief is that if they had he
doesn't want to deal with that shit.
He doesn't. But if you're able to still get the best athlete and not have to get the next tier down athlete at a certain price, you get the guy you want at every position, like he was able to do in recruiting. Guys that wouldn't be doing the TikTok stuff, then I think he'd still be coaching.
I love DeBoer, but you guys tell me, does that same roster, same everything, Nick Saban coaching that game Saturday, do they lose it?
I don't think so. I
don't think they do.
I want to go back to the TikTok thing. Ryan Williams, I'm looking at it right now, has got 490,000 followers. He sends a TikTok out. You know how much money he makes off that. That's why you can't ban that stuff. You can't.
But I think he shuts it down for the season.
He probably does. I'm just using him as an example of somebody that does a TikTok from a locker room or a Instagram post or whatever, how much money they can make off of that.
But maybe
recruiting, you don't want word to get out this coach isn't for that because that's costing me money now.
Yeah, maybe shoot an alligator on TikTok. I mean, look, we're talking about how soft this team looks, and watching those videos.
That would give you a harder.
Yeah, it makes it look
I agree
softer.
with you, Lance. At least make the content good.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing the same dance over and over and
And
over
especially
again.
when you get your dick whipped like you did in Tallahassee.
Well, let's get to our spotlight today. It's brought to you by Alexander Shannara. Hit it, Tyler.
The College Football Spotlight.
Stock up, stock down. College football stock report.
It is our guy Alexander Shannara that brings you the Shannara Spotlight every single day. He is a Birmingham guy, born and bred, and his mission was to create a firm that could handle any issue his community of Birmingham faced. Well, they now not only handle any personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
I'll start us off. Cool graphic, by the way. Who built that? Is that you, Forrester? Cool graphic.
Used it last year.
Yeah, he's had that last year.
Oh, I missed it all last year. I mean, how many? 15 weeks of stock up, stock down. You used that 15 weeks?
I don't know if I had it for the first one, but
you used you at least one time used it last year?
Sure, absolutely.
Let me see it again.
Multiple times.
Now, in all fairness, it's behind me.
That is true. That is a good graphic.
That is really a good
You're
graphic.
not incorrect.
God, I was thinking you did something really cool here in 2025, but I guess
Wow.
not. Congratulations to Forrester, by the way. He won our fantasy baseball league.
That's right.
We set it up to where it ended Labor Day weekend, so we weren't worried about it during football season. And
look, I had that ready to go.
Yeah. So
wow.
He beats me, the Ybor City Smokes, 6-4 in the championship game.
What was Scott's nickname? I can't see it.
Southside Till I Die.
With the Pope and a White Sox hat as my avatar.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. 21 weeks of fun. I'll see you next year. And a good reason why we didn't make it a keeper league. I'm not sure if the other 6 people in that league will play next year in that league.
Y'all ran them out.
Be an all-new league next year. Here's my stock up, stock down. Stock up, Hugh Freeze. A lot of worrying about golf clubs. A lot of worrying about a lot of stuff for Hugh Freeze. RPO quarterback Jackson Arnold lived up to the billing. Road game at Baylor, hostile environment. Stock up for Hugh Freeze. I don't know what the rest of the season holds, but I will tell you that last year, 13 interceptions, 22 takeaways. Every turnover seemed to come in a one-possession moment in the game when it ended up ending it for Auburn. Different feeling about Auburn, even going into that game for me. Stock up, Hugh Freeze. Stock down, Cade Klubnik. I said all summer long. Some people said this guy was going to be the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft. I just don't see that. I don't see him in the NFL. His tape has been more average or bad at Clemson than it's been good. It got good as the year went on last year, but we're just 365 days removed from him getting beat, was it 34-3 by Georgia? And they've now lost in SEC games.
Oh, they've lost 4 straight.
4 straight. That's right. To good teams.
Yeah, one of them was South Carolina on their own field, though.
Yeah. And South Carolina's a good team.
No, it's a good team, but it's a rivalry game on your own field.
Yeah, they lost to Texas at Texas.
Uh-huh.
They lost to Georgia in Atlanta, and now they've lost to LSU at home. But Klubnik, not Arch. Arch, first real start his team on the road to Ohio State.
Yeah, you expected more out of Klubnik. I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had Klubnik, but I erased it just then because you went Klubnik, so I'll go Arch.
Okay.
Just because Arch,
sure.
got a little.
Eli and Peyton aren't going to be happy.
Got a little footing in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, the fact of the matter, 0 for 5 on passes, 5 or more yards through 3 quarters, 7 of 17, or 7 of the 17 completions were to running backs out of the backfield. I thought Arch was awful. And then Jason Beck, the offense coordinator for Utah, he comes over with Devin Dampier from New Mexico.
Funny how that's the combo now. It happened at Oklahoma, but it was last year. You had the OC and the quarterbacks coming together.
Yep. So Utah 14 of 16 on third downs, almost 500 total yards, 43 points. Dampier was really, really good. And I think Utah from 5-7 to winning the Big 12 this year, Jason Beck's going to be a big difference here.
Yeah, I think the Big 12 is more wide open than even I expected, and that's going to be part of my stock down. I'll first go with my stock up. I think the 2 most impressive, most improved units I saw year over year were LSU's defense and Miami's defense. And you've got the offense to go with those defenses at those 2 places. So to me, I think you got to stop and reevaluate a little bit. I think LSU through 1 week, and this will change in week 2, I'm sure, best team in the SEC through 1 week, and Miami far more of a factor in the ACC, I think, than I had given them credit for. My stock down is Kansas State. When BYU lost Jake Ratzlaff to Tulane, hat tip to our guy John Summerall, good win against Northwestern with Ratzlaff playing quarterback.
He played well.
He did. I immediately went to Kansas State as my pick to win the Big 12. They've already lost to Iowa State. They only won 38-35 against FCS opponent North Dakota. You're probably going to have to revisit this stock up, stock down, because Kansas State's got a bit of a favorable schedule in front of them. My stock down is based on their contention in the Big 12. This does not look like a Big 12 contender at all. Their defense, I don't know what the deal is.
I mean, I disagree. I think Iowa State's really good, and they lost a one-possession game in Ireland.
And then gave up 35 to North Dakota.
That's the fear about going to Ireland, like the body clocks.
It didn't impact Iowa State at all. They thumped South Dakota.
Well, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
No, but I agree with what you're saying. That's why you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But they play Army this week. Army lost to Tarleton State, so I'm sure Kansas State's going to beat Army. They're at Arizona. But once they get in that Big 12 schedule, I'm not a believer in Kansas State right now. I don't know who I'd pick to win the Big 12 at this moment.
You guys don't remember this. In the long days of summer, the 212 days of summer vacation between football and football, there was a list I did. Possible upsets.
Did you go North Dakota?
No, it wasn't me. Somebody wrote, and I remember us saying it on the show, Tarleton State over Army.
Oh, really?
And somebody picked that. I can't remember if it's Athletic or if it's Yahoo Sports, but that was one of 4 games that somebody picked, Tarleton State over Army.
Army's poor kicker, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe I watched that game, but I did. Or I watched some of it because it was close.
Tarleton State just a few years ago were Division II in the same league, I believe. I think they played West Alabama.
Oh, did they?
By the way, hats off Scott Cochran. Got his first win.
That was a bad loss for Army to lose to Tarleton State, and their kicker, Army's kicker, kind of let them down.
I don't think Army Navy's going to have the luster it had from last year.
Not going to have the same pop.
Double-digit win teams.
Yeah, Navy got the win. That's our Shannara Spotlight of the Day, brought to you by Alexander Shannara.
Shannara.com. You never pay a dime unless they win your case. When you're in need of an attorney, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, Shannara.com.
Back to Alabama and Auburn post-game sound and some more thoughts on their game after I remind you the folks at the Pants Store are your game day headquarters for Alabama and Auburn football throughout the year. All the guys out there, you can choose between the Alabama and Auburn polo hats and quarter zips and a lot more. You get those great name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua, and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle and Roll Tide like our friends at the Pants Store. And don't forget, you can get it shipped anywhere, from anywhere in the world to anywhere in the world. Pantstore.com, pantstore.com. And ladies, you are game day ready head to toe with the white sneakers, the platforms, fall boots, rompers, perfect dresses, clear purses to get through security at the games. And listen, guys and parents who may be watching, for the woman in your life, pantstore.com for the holidays, not too far away. Pantstore.com, your game day headquarters there.
I almost went Taylor Green on my stock up. They were playing Alabama A&M, so I don't know what I can take from this, but he threw 6 touchdown passes. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I did say watch out for Taylor Green just because of the fact that the guy has got a ton of talent, but you've got Bobby Petrino with him for back-to-back years.
Yeah, 6 touchdown passes. Again, we say it all the time, Joe. I don't care if you're playing air. 6 touchdown passes in a game is impressive.
Let's get back into the post-game sound. First off, let's go Florida State locker room, cut number 7 here. This is Mike Norvell, and he talks about being aggressive. And they were the aggressor. They were more aggressive. They were faster. They were more physical than Alabama. Here's Mike Norvell.
This is one game, and we understand it's one game, but it was a big game. And I know we talked about that as last week. Is you get to be on this stage against a top 10 opponent, very talented team, and but we wanted to be the aggressor, and we were. And our players, they rose to the challenge. I thought our coaches did an outstanding job in putting together a great plan. Was so very multiple, being able to be on the attack throughout the game, regardless of the situation. And our players rose to the challenge.
They'll jump into the top 25. I know you've got some guidelines for me here I didn't know existed. You got to rank them in front of Alabama. I would imagine they'll be somewhere in the mid-teens, and the only reason I bring that up is if they can start 4-0, and I know you've said at Virginia, a Friday night game, September 26th, is a trickier game than most would think. There's another reason that's a tricky game for them is because they play Miami the next week, and if Miami can beat Florida, this would very, very, very small taste of what we used to get back in the 80s and 90s of Miami, Florida State.
Both undefeated. I mean, both are going to be in the top 10 at that point. I think Florida State's going to propel to like number 11 or number 12.
Oh, you think it'll be that high?
Yeah, I do.
Is John Wilner in charge this year of AP voting?
Could be. You know, Ralph Russo was the guy that used to do it for the AP, and he moved to the Athletic. Yeah. John Wilner was with some West Coast paper. He may have taken that spot at the Associated Press.
Now, this is Danny sending it out. It says AP voting guidelines, some voting guidelines. When I did this, they just said you rank the 25 best teams however you see them.
As you see them, yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's the way it should be. I don't think you should have
They
guidelines.
didn't tell you, like in the preseason, they didn't say rank how you think the season will end or rank how you think they just said, here's your slate, go 25.
Now, it looks official, but it's coming from Danny Cannell.
So we doubt it?
Just a reminder for the AP voters, you're supposed to throw out everything you thought you knew from preseason and go with what you now know. But it says, it looks official, AP voting guidelines. Base your vote on performance, not reputation or preseason speculation. Avoid regional bias for or against. Your local team does not deserve any special handling when it comes to your ballot. Pay attention to head-to-head results. Don't hesitate to make significant changes in your ballot from week to week. There's no rule against jumping the 16th ranked team over the 8th ranked team if the number 16 is coming off a big victory. Number 8 just lost 52-6 to a so-so team. Teams on NCAA probation are eligible for the AP poll, and that's where Danny cuts it off.
By the way, did he get into almost an altercation with Damian Harris?
Danny?
I did not see that.
Is this post-game?
No, this was at the game. Damian Harris had on what looked to be like a wife beater, and it was right after Alabama didn't get their last fourth down. I guess when
the 5-minute mark or whatever, when he was short.
Yeah, when he came up about a half yard short on the quarterback scramble.
Yeah, they both worked with CBS. They were on the pregame show together.
They might have been having fun, but it looked like a little confration in the end zone.
I think they were. I think they were. They were on a broadcast
together. Did you not
together.
see it, though?
I have not seen it yet. Okay. No. I texted with Danny some yesterday morning.
Right.
And hats out. Congratulations to our buddy, friend of the show, Michael Alford, the athletic director at Florida State, under some heat from some Florida State folks for reducing the capacity at the Doak.
That place was juiced.
And it was a great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere.
Danny said it was as loud as he remember it being when he was playing. So the loss of almost 20,000 seats, he said, did not impact the actual noise level on the field. And Danny did get out there and rush the field. He and his daughters ran on the field with everyone else.
So based on that criteria there, and I know you're about to tell me that I'm speaking double here, I would have Ohio State number 1. Before you say it, I still think the LSU win was better.
I would have Ohio State number 1.
But that doesn't mean I think LSU is the best team in the country. I think Ohio State's got to get a ton of credit for that one.
And I think Julian Sain's going to end up being really good.
He was better than Arch. And that was in the first half. In the first half, Sayin was putting the ball on the money in the first half, and he had a drop from Carnell Tate and 2 drops from Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out. I think Max Clear is going to be a big addition for them at tight end. They've got to figure out running the football. Once they get that figured out,
and
hardest thing to figure out in football these days is running the football.
Yeah, maybe.
And Clatt got onto him, but Clatt pointed out on that 4th down, you had Jeremiah Smith one-on-one on a
that was
post.
touchdown.
You got to go there. But he still hit the tight end right in the hand.
Max
the tight
Clear.
end dropped it,
Yeah. Did you see Jeremiah's body?
Oh, he did not
language?
like it. Yeah, he had a touchdown.
Oh, he had him beat.
He had him beat. But I tell you what, I came back to you twice and you dropped it.
But you've definitely got Florida State
I'd have Ohio State 1. I'd have LSU 2. I'd still keep Penn State and Georgia in there. They play crap opponents, but they beat them the way they should.
Okay, doing this on the fly like this you're gonna end up missing somebody up. Why don't you write it down?
I did. I texted it to Brooks.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd have Miami 5th. I'd jump Miami all the way to number 5.
But I mean, teams that weren't ranked, Florida State's got to be there. Utah's got to be there. Auburn would get consideration.
Yeah, I would
consideration. You don't think Auburn will be in the top 20? They'll be 17.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they beat unranked Baylor.
Yeah.
You think it propels them from unranked to 17th?
I do.
Well, you got to look at All right, so you just use AP. Who's going to drop out? Boise's going to drop out.
Yep.
Tennessee was 24th. I got to boost Tennessee.
Yeah,
I can't keep them at 24th.
Yeah. I mean, look, guys know that I like Cignetti.
Yeah.
I love Mendoza, but Indiana look like shit. So they should drop.
Texas Tech won. They're at 23. Iowa State was at 22. They won. Ole Miss won at 21. Indiana 20. Texas A&M 19. There's no losers here. Oklahoma 18. Kansas State 17. I'd personally drop them. Maybe not all the way out, but I'd drop them. SMU, wait a minute, is this preseason? Updated August 11th.
I mean, for a fact, though, Florida State is going to be in.
We haven't had one since week 0. So, yeah, there are going to be some changes there to Iowa State and Kansas State. Kansas State will maybe drop out. Actually, I do think Kansas State will drop out because they were 17th. They've got to factor in the loss to Iowa State and a poor performance against North Dakota.
Okay, but who else? No, I do agree they'll drop out. Florida State's in, though, so that's 1 for 1.
That's
who
1 for 1.
Out?
Boise State drops out, so you're going to have to look at who was good among others receiving votes.
So here's my question.
Utah's got to be
Utah was second among others receiving votes. Baylor was third. Auburn was 30-something.
You would put Utah in over Auburn?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no way, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They just beat a Big 12 team, Auburn did, on the road.
Well, Utah beat a Big 10 team.
Big 10 team by 1,000.
That was not supposed to be good. Baylor's one of the contenders.
One of 8 contenders.
Yeah. The whole league's a contender.
The question is, will Auburn be ranked ahead of Alabama, and is there a chance, in your opinion, that Alabama's not in the top 25 when the AP poll comes out tomorrow?
No, they won't drop out. Yeah. That would be a rash over.
I think Alabama will drop to about 17 or 18.
You got to drop them low enough to get Florida State in front of them if you're doing this the right way.
And I think Florida State's going to be really high, like 11 or 12. And I think Utah will be ranked on the very, very backside.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn will be ranked. Think it's a slam dunk Auburn gets in. If I'm voting, I would have them in. They looked like one of the 25 best teams in the country. See, unfortunately, voters, you always hated the way I voted, but I vote like they told you to vote right there. Flush everything you think about and vote on what you actually see on the field. And I would vote week to week with big swings based on what I saw on the field.
Yeah, no, I had a problem with the way you voted. I have no problem with big swings, especially from week 0 to this one after seeing teams play. My problem was you would not keep into consideration. You would do that weekend.
Yes.
You would do big swings off of that weekend.
Correct.
You would not take into the big swings that you made the week before or the week before.
But the big swings could hurt you or help you. And by the way,
but the way you voted, Alabama shouldn't be ranked.
The way I would vote, yes, I could have justified dropping Alabama all the way out.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Would I have? I don't know. I mean, I'm not voting right now. But my point always was, guys, the one poll that matters is the last one. Y'all get all wound up about 1 through 15.
I know, but you did like a game show, like it was a video game. Like week 1 and 2 didn't happen, and you just put your 25 best performances from week 3 out there.
But if I get it right at the end of the season, what does it matter?
Well, have some integrity on the way. On the way, pretend. What if the world ended and that's your last poll? That would suck.
I love that that's going to be the focus.
Do you think when the world ends, Bama will be ranked or not?
When the world is, they're like, yeah, but Brown had Florida State ranked 18th. 80 million people died yesterday. Well, I know.
I know, but his wild integrity swings there.
That's what makes it worse.
To the Alabama locker room after I tell you about, Brownie actually is going to tell you about our friends at Alabama Power.
Yeah, Alabama Power doing their work. In the community. Alabama Power is a great, great member of our community in Central Alabama, and they continue to do great work in our community. And they also want to remind you that severe weather can pop up when you least expect it. It's why Alabama Power is always ready with the tech and know-how to get your power back on fast. With tools to prevent outages and a team on call 24/7, they're there to keep you safe and in the loop. But you can stay ahead, too. Head to alabamapower.com/storm for storm safety tips, how to report an outage, and how to stay updated when storms are coming. alabamapower.com/storm. Stay safe with Alabama Power.
All right, here is so Ty Simpson starts at Alabama, 23 of 43, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. A lot of room for improvement, yes. Not great under pressure. A lot of other people could play better than they played to help him out. So here's Kalen DeBoer. He gets asked what he saw from Ty Simpson.
What did you see from Ty in his first start, having some success but also facing some adversity?
Yeah, just, you got to just trust his reads and just cut it loose sometimes. Just let it fly. He can make the throws. Just let it fly. And, throw on rhythm, throw on time. I might have been a time or two where they got in his face a little quick. That's going to happen. That's football. But just let it fly. And then, just some decision making there in certain critical moments. That's the things he's going to learn from. He's given everything he has, but it's where I know he's in the locker room, wanting. Wishing that there was some things he would have done different, but there are other guys too. So we got to catch the ball for him once in a while. We got to, it's a full team sport. It's a whole offensive unit that has to move up the ball up and down the field. The quarterback's the trigger man, but everyone's got to do their part to help the guy out.
There was a lot not to like about this performance, obviously. But when you talk about Ty Simpson, it's part of what I'm about to say. The positive is 0 turnovers, and that's what we heard all camp is. At one point, there had only been 3 interceptions thrown by all 3 quarterbacks. It went up to 4 at one point. We kept commenting on, man, if you're not turning the ball over like that, it's going to be tough to beat Alabama. I guess we were wrong about that. But 0 turnovers, no interceptions from Ty Simpson. It wasn't a great game by him, 23 of 43. That's 20 incomplete passes, obviously. But 0 interceptions will take you a long way.
Yeah, if I just would have looked at the quarterback numbers, Castellanos to Ty Simpson, 100%. I would have said Alabama wins this game.
Yep.
Multitasking is really difficult to do, but when you're thinking of 2 or 3 thoughts at one time, it's impossible. Nobody can handle that. The beginning of that soundbite, it looked like DeBoer. I really don't know what's going on. This is just an observation, but it seems like he's thinking about 2, 3, 4 things at the same time.
DeBoer is, or he's saying Simpson was?
No, I'm thinking about DeBoer is.
Yeah.
I just think probably going through his head is like,
I'm shell-shocked.
This is about to get real. And now you brought this up on the post game, and I do think this is probably the first time. Like that first year, there was a lot of forgiveness, but when you lose week 1 on the road like this, his approval rating, not good.
Yeah, because last year you beat Georgia number 1. It gave you a lot of street cred. You were number 1 in the country, and you beat Georgia.
Remember, it was Nick who?
Yeah. So at that point, and then you lose at Vandy, and people are like, okay, that's them coming down from Georgia, still okay, 12-team playoff, no problem. Well, then you lose to Tennessee, little frustration, go to LSU, you win that game, still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then you lose at Oklahoma. And I think that was such a shell shock that Alabama fans at that point put a lot of blame on Milroe, but then at that point started saying, man, just got to beat Auburn. Got to beat Auburn this first year. And get out of here 9-3 and not make the play. But got to beat Auburn. Beat Auburn. So there were moments that you save yourself there. Now you lose the first game, and all of a sudden you're looking at the schedule and you're going, well, man, I don't know about at South Carolina now. I don't know about
I don't know about at Missouri, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know about at Missouri. I don't know about home games with
Tennessee,
LSU, and Tennessee, and Oklahoma. And you start adding the road game at Auburn. You start adding those up, and all of a sudden, 5-7 is in play.
Wow.
6-6 is 6-6 is a possibility.
I think 8-4 is in play.
Yeah, I'm not going as far as 5-7 or 6-6. 8-4.
8-4 would be a complete bottom-out disaster.
I don't think you're too. I don't think you're too 8-4 and 6-6 yet. I think the Alabama fan today is still looking at this saying you have almost spent all your margin for error already in terms of the playoffs. Because Florida State is probably right now, if you did a power ranking of Alabama opponents, they're no better than 3rd, and you've lost to them. I mean, they're not better than Georgia or LSU. I can promise you that.
You get one loss.
You've got one more loss to go.
That's it.
With all that other stuff, you had counted this as a win. I mean, I know the way Alabama fans approach it every year is how it relates to the national championship, which today seems silly. I get that. But I think an Alabama fan looks at this and says, you've almost spent your margin for error and you've played one game. Because the margin for error was already going to be a little bit tight with that schedule. You did not factor in a Florida State loss in that discussion.
What Kalen DeBoer is saying at his current news conference, and trash and some final thoughts coming up on the other side. Remember, we're live on a Labor Day. We're live again the rest of the week, normal time. But our Monday guests, like Joel Klatt, who's usually in this segment, and after the show, Brock Heward, both will come up tomorrow on the show. So all that for you tomorrow. As we head to break here, the show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. If it ain't running right, draining right, and flowing right, LT, 24 hours a day, you can call Hemp Hill.
Adam, Chad, Andrew, they are awaiting your call. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues. Hemp Hill Services, the name Birmingham has stood since 1954. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Excitement awaits at Barber Motorsports Park for the UAB Medicine GT World Alabama Benefiting Teal Wings of Hope, September 5th through 7th. Witness some of the most iconic sports cars like Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari battle it out on the track. Enjoy the beer gardens, food trucks, kids zone, garage, and more. The UAB Medicine GT World Alabama. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets today.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, we roll back trash in just a second. Wanted to ask this of you. Arch Manning. Let's hear Arch Manning. Give me cut number 9. Here's Arch on. When you watched that, did you think Sark was calling a different game for him?
I think
not as creative as normal.
Well, I just think Sark knew he couldn't unload everything on Manning in that environment against Matt Patricia's deal. I mean, you got to give Matt Patricia a ton of credit.
I was going to say, everybody, all this hype for Arch Manning and all of this just crapping on Matt Patricia and how much of this defense was going to go backwards. I mean, let's not forget Matt Patricia knows a lot of football, maybe the best personnel he's ever had, at least at that level, even more than some of those New England defenses. But we gave them no credit coming into this game, and Matt Patricia walked circles around Sark.
He did. I think it was our guy Orlovsky that said that Arch Manning got Bill Belichicked. That Matt Patricia played the Belichick playbook, and Belichick was great about doing this to first-time starters or guys that had seen his defense for the first time.
We brought this up last week.
I know, but I still didn't think it would be that bad.
And that Arvell Reese linebacker for them was everywhere.
Styles, I mean, they've got some players. I mean,
it's not just Caleb Downs.
Yeah, Caleb was the guy you didn't hear from as much as some of these other guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you were finding out where Caleb was, and you were trying to go away from him, and other players were stepping up. Here's Arch Manning on his performance in Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, ultimately not good enough. Obviously, you don't want to start off the season 0-1. They're a good team, but I thought we beat ourselves a lot, and that starts with me, and I got to play better for us to win. Can't wait till the second half to kind of get things going.
I mean, sure, I always want them to play better. That's a job of a coach, right? And our job is to try to find ways for all of our guys to play better. And so for Arch, the expectations were out of control on the outside, but I'd say let's finish the book before we judge it. Right? This is one chapter, and we got a long season to go play.
And I think that's fair, too. I think the natural thing to do is, the guy's trash and knew it all along. He'll have time to develop and get better. So I'm not ready just to go ahead and flush him. But, Lance, I do think the question you asked all offseason was a legitimate question. If he were that much better than Quinn Ewers, would he not have been playing? And Saturday, he did not look any better than Quinn Ewers.
Well, look, and you can only play one of these guys, so the writing was on the wall that Quinn Ewers, and I said in the offseason, I didn't think Quinn was ready to go to the NFL. I thought he was a really good starting quarterback in college, and I would have taken an NIL deal and gone somewhere else. But there is a drop-off at quarterback right now. I don't think Sarkisian calls that game with Quinn Ewers as your quarterback.
And
I think he's got much more confidence in Ewers.
But, Jim...
And that's a problem, by the way.
I talked about margin for error for Alabama fans. If I'm a Texas fan, I'm worried about Florida. I mean, if that was the performance on the road against Ohio State, we'll see more Florida coming up. And Florida's still got to play Miami, which is a tremendous game. Florida's still got to play South Florida and LSU. I mean, Florida's got a ton of football before they even get to Texas. My gosh, how about that? I mean, they've got to play at LSU and at Miami over the next 4 weeks. That's two of the most brutal. That's two of the most impressive teams week one. If I'm a Florida fan, I'm looking at that like, holy crap, how do I do this? But I'm worried about it a little bit if I'm Texas. I don't know what I've got at quarterback right now. When I thought I had maybe the Heisman winner.
Yeah, Alabama looks like an 8-4. I said before the season, I think Texas is a 9-3, and I think Texas is going to lose 2 more games.
From the Alabama News Conference, and we'll have more of this on our platforms later today. At Next Round Live, follow us on all the social media platforms. Kane Womack, defensive coordinator, has told the media today, in the second half, I tried to call more pressure. We were able to do that some, but we let the quarterback get out of the pocket. Always dangerous to pressure when you got a quarterback, but if you sit back and play on your heels, you see what happens. And he said... this is something I think a lot of Alabama fans have been wanting to hear today, that he is going to look at who played and who earned opportunities to play will reflect on the rep base that you see moving forward. So Kane Womack, after going back and looking at the tape, is saying that we're going to look at the tape, and some people may not be repped out as much as they were going to be.
Well, I was just going to say real quick, Lance, I mean, some of that is going to be on effort given. Listen, it's just one play, and it can't reflect on the kid's entire career. There's some bad film on Bray Hubbard out there.
Oh yeah, look, and
with
he
him
was
loafing.
He was headhunting though on a lot of plays.
I know, but there's a bad play for him.
Yeah,
out there too.
was like a back and forth where you saw him, and I forgot where the run was, and it went viral. But I mean, he was running at half speed, maybe.
There's no doubt, and it ended up being a touchdown, by the way.
You remember Saban's last season, how he made a statement when Tyler Buckner gets the start. And you just wonder if this was Saban, how many of these guys would be benched starting against La Monroe?
Yeah.
Before we get to trash and our MyBookie betting lines, I remind you our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living, can help you right now with an opportunity to jumpstart your weight loss. But maybe you battle sleep apnea. There are diets that can help you with that. A diet for anything out there, or an eating plan for anything out there. The website is aplanforme.com. Planforme.com. You'll find out that Leslie and her board-certified team have a variety of different ways they can help you, all with no contracts, no sign-up fees, and a consultation that's free. Maybe you want meal replacements. Maybe you want a special diet plan or an eating plan for things like diabetes or that sleep apnea. Or maybe you want that injection therapy to help you with your weight loss, give you a little assistance there. They've got that and a whole menu of other items they can help you with. All right there at Way to Wellness, planforme.com, the website, your journey to healthy living, and our friends at mybookie.ag.
Code next round right there at mybookie.ag. That's where you get that bet back bonus. You make your first bet with mybookie.ag when you sign up. You use code next round. They will cover that first bet all the way up to $500. Put it right back into your account if you miss it. So maybe you're looking ahead to tonight's college football game. TCU, a 3.5-point road favorite at North Carolina tonight when Chapel Bill starts playing his college football career there, starts coaching his college football career. Maybe you're looking forward to the Thursday or Friday night NFL action. The Eagles, a 7-point favorite at home over the Cowboys for the first Thursday night. Kansas City and
Micah Parsons going to eat Jalen Hurts' lunch, man.
Not in that game.
Oh, my God. He's not with the Cowboys anymore?
Not in that game, he won't. Kansas City, L.A. Help me remember. Is this Brazil? Is that where they're playing this one? Sao Paulo? Where are they playing?
Yeah.
That's
that
Brazil.
right.
Kansas City and the Chargers. Kansas City, a 3-point favorite Friday night as they take on division rival L.A. Chargers. All those games, all the college football action right there at mybookie.ag. Code next round gets you that bet back bonus. $500, up to $500 of a bet back bonus for you. You play that first bet right there at mybookie.ag. If it doesn't hit, they cover you up to $500 right back into your account to fire down again. Mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Mybookie.ag. Code next round. Mybookie.ag. Code next round.
Congratulations, The Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 2019. Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first with Brown's favorite, offbeat holidays in September.
Oh, I do like this.
September 1st, today, National Lazy Moms Day.
Oh, because it was the first weekend of football, so mom's like, you've been watching it all weekend long. You got
Is
the
that
kids.
what it is?
I don't know.
Yeah,
well, the first weekend
sense.
doesn't always come before Labor Day.
That's when I come out and say, I think this has to do with I gave birth to the kids, labor.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm taking, this is my day.
Makes sense, Jim. That does make sense.
Tomorrow, the 2nd, Bring Your Manners to Work Day.
I would like to do that every day.
Yeah, I think
we
most
would.
people try to do that, right?
I think we're a pretty well-mannered, wouldn't you say we're a pretty well-mannered staff?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't hear a lot of burping or farting or, nose picking.
Remember,
like
we
that.
used to have a show before us and a show after us.
That's right.
Did a lot of that.
Yeah, I called them out on it. In fact, I told them, not sure how it was done in Dallas, but in Birmingham, we do not fart in the studio.
September 4th, eat an extra dessert day.
I am always down for that. Why does that only have to be September 4th? In fact, I did it this weekend. Ate plenty of dessert.
What desserts did you go for?
My wife did some cooking. I had the famous caramel dip. She did a little twist on it with some chocolate this time. It was very, very, very good. Some friends of ours came over. She brought a cobbler. So I had cobbler and ice cream also on Saturday.
Damn, that sounds good.
Oh, it was very, very good. Good weekend.
Not a big fan of cobbler.
You don't like cobbler?
I like the breading part of it.
It's the fruit, huh?
But I don't like the fruity part of it.
I like peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream.
People will mess up peach cobbler because they use the peach pie filling because it's easier.
The smell's not great from peach cobbler, though.
Yeah, I don't like all the gooiness of cobbler, but I love the crust, the biscuit basically, and the ice cream part, which is the Jenny's ice cream that I had over the weekend.
What, the peach and biscuits?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got, I don't know who brought it to the house, but I had the peanut butter cup Jenny's. It was good, but it's not nearly as good as that.
By the way, Oreos has a Reese's Cup Oreo cookie now. Is the Oreo outside and a Reese's Cup center?
Oh my gosh!
See, I'm not an Oreo guy.
Is that crazy?
My mouth just watered. Yeah, legit.
September 19th, International Talk Like a Pirate Day. September 22nd.
Was that good? Did I nail it?
I got it.
September 22nd, Hobbit Day. By the way, the meltdown from T-Bob Hebert on Alabama is classic.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, my gosh. He's doing it in his Shire.
That backdrop
it is incredible. And some of the worst language that you will ever hear in your life.
I can believe it.
Uses the long C word and the small C word. All in
both of them, huh?
1 minute rant.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. September 23rd, Dogs in Politics Day. September 23rd.
Surprisingly more than you think.
Dogs running for public office?
Yeah.
Is the long C word Castellanos?
It is not. It is not. September 25th, National One Hit Wonder Day.
Best one hit wonder.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, I know the one you hate most is Come On Eileen.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's probably what most people would consider to be the best.
Yeah, I mean, best is... It depends on. I mean, the most overplayed one-hit wonder might be the what is it called? Escape song, the Pina Colada song.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who sings that.
I don't know who. I know a lot of people have covered it, but I can't remember who the originator was.
I think Rupert Holmes.
I think you're right about that. Yeah, Rupert Holmes. It was
Very
his one
good.
hit. Yeah.
There was only one song I knew of this guy, Role Model, all summer long. I think it was the song of summer, actually, Sally. I texted DM'd our friend Sally earlier this summer. I said, every time this comes on, I think of you.
I hate that song.
Oh, I love that song. And
Least
where's
surprising
my
thing.
Sally tonight? When he does it live and some famous person comes out and dances around the stage. Role Model. But then I was like, well, that's a one-hit wonder. And then I started listening to his stuff. I was like, okay, I like that song. I like that song. I like that song. I don't know how many hits he's going to have, but I like them all.
I kind of Take On Me, Aha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like 99 Red Balloons.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. I like that.
You like the German version?
That's what I was about to say, English or German version.
Never know what they say.
Final offbeat holiday in September 28th. Drink a beer and ask a stupid question day.
Pretty much our show on Fridays, right?
Hey, you want to go out with me?
So we talked about The Long Walk, the new Stephen King film. About to hit theaters September 12th. Lionsgate is amping fans up by introducing a walking challenge for audiences. Now the film studio is holding a special screening where moviegoers will have to keep walking on a treadmill if they want to see the entire movie. That's right. If you don't keep up pace that's faster than 3 miles per hour, then you have to leave the theater. Now, according to the press release, quote, if
you don't
they
get
stop,
shot. You get shot in the movie.
they will be pulled from the screening and escorted out of the theater. Now, the studio's challenge plays into the overall plot, which follows 50 teen boys who have been selected or volunteered to participate in an annual televised walking contest. They all must keep walking at a pace of 3 miles an hour or they'll be shot. They do get 3 warnings, but they must keep walking until only one competitor is left.
I'd never heard of this Stephen King work until Tyler brought it up earlier, so I'm completely unfamiliar with this.
I'm all in, though.
Yeah,
Are you?
The trailer looks really solid. It's got David Johnson, who played Andy in Alien Romulus last year, and it's got a couple other familiar faces. I want to say Michael Gandolfini is in the cast as well.
I would guess that you're talking about James's son?
Yes.
I would assume Patrick Schwarzenegger, but based on he has a comment in this article, is maybe in it. He's a little older to be one of the walking kids, but maybe he's one of the guys that shoots one of the walking kids.
I haven't seen him as part of the cast.
Or maybe
list.
dystopian leadership or something. Who knows?
Can I ask you, why do we have a horror film that involves a football player? Yeah, it's the trailer in all the commercials during football games.
Him. Yeah.
It's the most confusing trailer out there. Like, don't understand what's going on. The Jordan Peele guy, it's going to be like M. Night Shyamalan. He's going to end up, okay, we had a great out of the gate, but your stuff got really weird.
So Jordan Peele actually didn't write or direct this one.
Oh, okay.
So I took all that back.
He produced it.
So they're just using his name.
Yes.
Just ruining his name on what looks like the most confusing movie I've ever seen.
His company picked it up for distribution, but I think it looks really good.
How bad?
Well, explain it to us.
Well, it's I mean, the trailer takes the same sort of vibe as every Gatorade commercial, every Jordan commercial ever, where it's very serious, very inspiring, and talking about like how far people will push themselves to achieve greatness. And the movie is going to have this guy trying to do that, but ending up in some real scary situations.
Yeah, well, basically the guy sold his soul to the devil to be the GOAT, to be basically movie version of Tom Brady, but to be him.
But I tell you, the other thing that got a lot of push this weekend is that Chad Powers deal on Hulu with
that looks Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell
absolutely awful.
Horrific.
Yeah, it was a fun little stunt that Eli did.
Yeah,
but to make this a show on Hulu,
it just looks horrific.
Awful. So fans at a recent Korn and System of a Down concert got a whole lot more than they bargained for when one man was allegedly seen masturbating in the crowd.
Boy, I have seen the video of this. They go after this guy. Let me quickly retract what I've said there. I saw a video of people going after the guy who was supposedly doing it. You could not see his actions in the video.
Now, the video posted to TikTok by user Border Cauliflower shows a fan sitting in the front row, upper section of MetLife Stadium during the August 27th show. He appears to pull down his pants before making a motion like he's masturbating. That's when dude goes up, hits the guy in the head, knocks his bandana off, and they eventually drag him out of the concert.
Oh, hit him in the head that knocked the bandana, the one that's covered by the bandana.
So is that the guy that is getting pulled out, or is that the guy that hit him?
This is the guy who was,
pleasuring himself.
Yes.
He looks angry.
A guy, a skinny, tall guy with a sort of, I don't know, weird-looking haircut, walks up, goes down like 3 rows or so, and then just walks up to the side and rears back and hits him in the side of the head.
Damn.
It's a good punch. I couldn't find a picture of that, unfortunately.
I found the video.
So I found out something I did not know about Jeeves last week, that he worked at Taco Bell, but Taco Bell back in trash. They are reconsidering the rollout of their AI-powered drive-thrus after some customers complained about problems with the orders and others tried to, of course, troll the systems. Fast food chain announced last year that it would be expanding the use of voice AI technology, which helps take and process orders, but it has already encountered a lot of difficulties. According to Taco Bell Chief Digital Technology Officer Dane Matthews told the Wall Street Journal, quote, "We're learning a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I think like everybody, sometimes it lets me down, but sometimes it really surprises me." Now, customers have vented frustration online, with one man venting at being repeatedly asked to add drinks to his order. Another customer, of course, crashed the system by ordering 18,000 cups of water. Now, it just comes over a year after Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands, announced it planned to roll out technology at hundreds of drive-thrus across the country. Now, at that time, the company said the move was designed to, quote, enhance back-of-the-house operations for team members and elevate the order experience for consumers. Now, the potential benefits, company said, would include easier work days for employees, improved order accuracy, more consistent, friendly experience, reduced wait times, and higher profit growth.
Well,
we're going to put in an emotionless chat bot, and it's going to provide friendlier service.
Emotionless.
That is trash today. Before we wrap it up and tell us about Bud Light again, here is the thing I had. I found a picture on the internet. Not my picture. Oreo Reese's.
I mean, I'd give it a shot. I'm just not an Oreo guy. I love Reese's.
See, I'm not an Oreo or a Reese's guy. I don't think I would like this.
I don't think
at all. I think I
not for you, Brown.
I completely need to pass.
Yeah. Brought to you by friends at Bud Light. That's trash. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Adams Beverage there. Final thoughts before we get out of here. Again, Unlocked normally at 12:05 every day, 12:10 every day, every Monday during football season with Brock and LT. Will be on tomorrow because of the Labor Day. Joel Klatt will be with us tomorrow as well. Final thought, maybe a game we didn't get to, and then one final thought on Alabama. So give me A final thought on Alabama and a final thought on a game we didn't get to that you wanted to bring up.
On a game we did not get to.
I feel like we hit them all.
I mean, Florida to have 0 penalties and 0 turnovers. I don't care if you're playing Long Island. And
They
again,
were.
IMG probably beats Long Island. But when you score 55 points and you hold a team to 87 total yards and you have 0 penalties and 0 turnovers, it's pretty impressive.
We did not mention Vanderbilt, and this is a testament to what Clark Lee did last year. The fact that a 43-3, I believe, was the final win for Vanderbilt, just completely gets ignored by us. Used to, you would celebrate that, and it's kind of become their expectation. I think they're going to have a tough conference slate, but having watched all the conference this week, you know, there are a lot of teams that have a lot of questions right now. So maybe Vanderbilt is going to do better in the SEC than I thought.
We mentioned it briefly, but Justice Haynes from Michigan, albeit against New Mexico, 16 carries, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. I wish I'd made one of my guarantees a Justice Haynes finalist for the Heisman, because he'll get the opportunities, and he showed out with those 3 touchdowns only against New Mexico. We'll see what they have this week against Oklahoma, though.
They're going to have to win it with defense early on, because I just don't think – I think Underwood's going to be the real deal. I don't think he's there yet.
I thought he looked comfortable.
Yeah, I think
he looked confident.
C.J. Carr looked better to me overall.
6:30 ABC, Michigan and Oklahoma.
But C.J. Carr has been there a year longer.
One of the big games coming up this weekend. Is that the biggest game in the country? I think it is.
What, Oklahoma, Michigan?
Michigan and Oklahoma?
I think so.
Yep.
I mean, until like Arizona State loses to Mississippi State, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Kansas, Missouri is going to be a fun game.
Yeah. I mean, if it was old Oklahoma State, Oregon would be maybe one of the bigger games in the country. We'll see if the Fighting Gundies can get going.
If South Florida was to beat Florida in Gainesville, what are they ranked?
If South Florida what?
Is to beat Florida in Gainesville. They're not, but if they were.
They'd jump in the top 25.
Yeah. I think they'd drop in the top 10, you don't think?
Oh, no.
Top
10?
If they beat Boise and then beat Florida on the road?
No, not top 10.
I would not be surprised at all.
Just because of the name brand.
Yeah.
You don't remember? They were number 2 nationally.
They operated out of a trailer.
That took a lot of stuff to get there. Took a lot of stuff to get to number 2 in the country. Isn't that the year we had all the upsets every week?
That was a crazy year.
Yeah.
Big East was really good that year.
Every year, every week. All right. Later today, Brooks and Forrester will be sending out Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb and Kane Womack and Hugh Freeze and all the Auburn and Alabama sound from the news conferences that are ongoing right now. And then we'll crank it up and do it again tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.